see the Handyman to the Rescue LLC podcast?
Yeah.
Where I was on there.
You were on?
I was on his podcast.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
I was drunk as a skunk. I was so fucked up.
Dude, I was trying to find a podcast on you because I know you had been on Sprinkle Some Salt.
I'm like a guest. I don't even have my own podcast. I just keep appearing on other people's.
I know, but I was trying to find you. I was literally typing your name and putting Kansas City, and I couldn't find you. I couldn't even find you on Sprinkle Some Salt.
You couldn't find me on Instagram?
No, on YouTube.
Oh, no, I don't exist on YouTube.
Well, usually in the show notes or like people use your name in the title or whatever and it'll pop up. But yeah, it wouldn't pop up at all. I had to dig pretty deep.
I'm all over Google and I'm all over Instagram. Like basically my Instagram is at the point where it's all over Google. Like if you Google Thomas Vernon, I'll be like, all those videos are me, basically. Oh,
yeah. Well, I thought you were on Bump's podcast. You guys did a podcast together.
What I do is here's the deal, right? So I'll like hire him to interview me, right? Because I don't know, because I want to explain how some of this car stuff works, and I don't want to be this dude who's just monologuing forever, you know. So hire Bump.
Even though you do a good job of that, to be honest.
You think that's all right?
No, I do.
Yeah,
because I really enjoy, and that's actually why I'm glad that
it's short form content though, which is I tried to upload the file to YouTube Studio and I never could. It just kept crashing. Right. So I must not have enough RAM in my iPhone that I'm using for everything.
I don't know.
I got like God knows amount of videos and photos saved to my phone. I keep buying iCloud storage like crazy.
Oh yeah. At some point, then it just forces you to have to get like a new phone at some point.
What I do, since I'm a mechanic, I'll just drop them a lot. Or one time I dropped an alternator on one.
Oh really?
And I dropped it on the concrete and like hit the corner of some concrete.
Yeah.
And like smacked it right on the screen. So I'm always seeing that on my screen now.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And then that's
mine's
like
fucked up right now actually too. I got to get a new. I put screen protectors on mine though.
I put
so
one.
Like
on
I always
mine.
have these like shatterproof screen protectors.
Yeah, but you know how like I can already see you got some cracks on there.
Yeah.
Yes, even mine's like that, and I just blow it off. I'm like, I'll just get it.
Oh yeah, no, I've had that same one on there busted up for like a year. Probably.
Yeah, I know, right? After a while, I get used to it. You're like, I don't even see it anymore.
Yeah, and I forget. Like I tell myself all the time, like order one on Amazon and like you know
put it on.
Put a new one on.
Job.
Yeah,
exactly.
But then I just how this shit comes up and I fucking forget. But no, I thought you were on one of his, but then. I was watching a lot of the clips today on your Instagram.
Yeah, I saw
YouTube.
that. I watched my data. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I was going through your stuff, but dude, like even all your other videos, which I'm sorry, I should have liked more than I did because literally sometimes I'm
not looking for likes. I'm just looking for views.
No, yeah,
I got
for sure.
Views to dollars conversion rate going on.
Oh, really?
So I'm basing everything off views. I don't care if you like the video or not. All I care is that you saw it.
How's that work? I thought you had to like or no? Does like
well,
help it
I mean,
more
if
shareable?
you like it, great. You're telling me you like the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
But liking the video does not mean that it might indicate that you're more likely to buy my services.
Right.
But I don't know who liked it because I mean, like I got 9,000 followers. I can't see anything beyond what happened 30 seconds ago.
Oh, really?
You know, so like my data, like I can see the overall.
Like, what do you mean? Like there's just flooding?
Like, you know, so like you got, it's just like,
no, I don't
like
know.
if I try and
I've only got like 300 followers.
You're going to go viral really soon. I mean, like your content is so good
really?
that
I
I'm
appreciate
surprised.
that.
And also, I looked at your view count. Mm-hmm. Your view count's not that far off a really big account.
Oh, really?
Know? Yeah. So your views are phenomenal. You might not have a lot of followers, but you're getting those views for sure.
Yeah. I don't, my problem is, dude.
I like the incense. I love incense.
I love incense.
It's so cool.
Surely gonna get cancer, but definitely.
I'm diversifying what type of cancer I plan on getting.
That is,
you know, is it going to be like cancer from brake cleaner or cancer from smoking cigarettes?
Yeah, as long as it's not like asshole cancer. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's not common
like
either.
Just butthole cancer, bro. Oh fuck.
They're like, oh, we got to remove your butthole. Sorry about that. Yeah,
dude, you're shitting in a bag for the rest of your life.
That would be not cool for sure.
That would not be cool. Hey,
no.
Cheers, man. I'm glad you made it on the show, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been super excited to meet you. I love your content.
How'd you find me in the first place?
Bump.
I've
seen him. I've seen you guys together.
Up,
he's really cool dude, man.
Have you ever been to his show, The Mecca?
No, I haven't.
The last one was off the hook, bro.
I need to do like a tour. I've said this before. I've got a couple of guests that I need to like get to their stuff and like
Bump
check them out.
throws an event at the last Friday of every month, right? Mm-hmm. It is super cool.
Is it?
Super cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out, dude. And I need to get on his podcast.
I'm actually a vendor there.
We had talked about doing something, but I don't know what happened. I know he told me to.
He's busy.
Yeah, and
He's
that's
a
what I figured.
busy dude.
Yeah, that's what I figured, and I wasn't gonna like.
Because you see him, you see how much content he pumps out on a daily basis.
A lot.
It's insane.
I don't know how he does it.
No, and he works a full-time job on top of it. I'm like, that's insane, dude. He's got to be up till 3 a.m. every night editing videos. You know?
Yeah, he's getting like 2 hours of sleep.
I'm always surprised at how cool he is because he's always like super calm, cool dude, nice to everybody.
Oh yeah,
he's like almost like a community leader, like a community source of information. Like if you want to know what a good thing to do on a Friday night is, I'll go on his page and I'll be like, all right, what's going on in the city? That's where I go to look at stuff.
I just like how chill and relaxed he is, man. Like even when you're talking to him, like when he was over here, we were just chilling, talking, had a good time, dude. Just,
he's a great dude.
Looking at his his fucking juice that he sells. I can't remember which one.
It's the Thrax pastry.
Yeah, but he
Chemist.
Yeah, he gave me this juice. I think he gave me 2 of them actually when he was on the show. Yeah, it was a green one, or maybe he gave me just one. I think it was just a green one. But oh my god, dude.
I know, and no preservatives either. Yeah,
so dangerous.
No, I'll drink about half of one. I'm like, okay, here we go.
I know, it's like so good. I'm like, fuck.
I know, and it tastes like it's delicious.
Yeah, and the high actually was really nice,
calm,
like a
right?
really good body high. Yeah, I very much enjoyed it. But yeah, no, he's just such a cool dude, man. What I like about him is that me and him will exchange messages from time to time because I love.
I'm gonna put a Zen in.
Yeah, no, go for it, man. Dude. Yeah, put one in, man. I always tell my brothers all the time, when we get wild, dude, and fucking partying. Have you ever tried putting a Zen in your foreskin? No. Oh, bro.
I don't feel like that would work.
He's like, I don't have any foreskin, but if I did, if I did, I would try it.
Oh my god. Oh. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that'd probably work because there's a lot of blood vessels down there, so it'd be like the equivalent of boofing Zen.
Oh, you're diving into this, aren't you? You're
going into it. I'm skipping this one after
he's like,
this.
Yeah, there's plenty of blood vessels down. The blood flow.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I guess it's possible, I mean, technically, funny.
But yeah, no, dude, he's just a cool ass dude, man. We'll exchange messages, and even if we have varying opinions, it's always easy to talk to him. I say my piece, he says his piece, and sometimes we'll think alike, sometimes we won't, and we go our own ways, Yeah. And I think what I like about him too, as well, it's like you're never not trying to learn, you know what I mean? Because he's always asking me questions. He always wants to know things, and the same thing with me and him. Like I ask him, like pick his brain on stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's really neat, man. I wish more people would be like that. Just open and just have a conversation instead of fighting all the fucking time.
I know what you mean. I love it when people can agree to disagree. You feel this way because of the way that your life ended up,
right?
And I feel this way because of what I've been through. And if we can be like, okay, he feels differently than I do, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's totally normal. We all have different opinions.
Yeah. The problem is right now, and I've been seeing some of your stories, I feel like we kind of think pretty alike. So
I go off the hook sometimes. I'll be like, listen here, people.
And it's like what I try to explain to people, because I'm sure people, when they look at my shit, they're hella confused. They're like, is this guy a liberal or conservative? I have no idea what he is. Well, I'm neither. Okay. I'm more of a person who I try to go. How do I explain this?
Have you seen the meme where it's like, what color would you like the trolley running over? Have you heard the trolley problem, right?
I've seen the trolley. Yeah,
switching the lever,
colors.
It changes from red to blue.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's like I'm not identifying with a team. I know I classify myself as a libertarian, but not saying that I am devoted to the Libertarian Party. I'm devoted to libertarian principles. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I see people blindly following their teams, like as if this is a sports team, like
that's
a sports
how people treat
event.
it. They treat it like it's a sports game.
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, what is this? What is this blind allegiance that you have? I just had this conversation today with an individual, and he's like, which sometimes I kind of feel like he's young. He's like 25. I kind of sometimes feel like he likes to poke at me sometimes. Because he kind of has that, rebellious and like, I want to prove that I'm right nature in him,
Been there.
And I get it. And I can be like that at times too. So I understand. But like, when you come to me and tell me, oh, I seen Dave Smith put an apology up, it's like, what do you mean here? Which luckily we talked today, and he was like, oh, I was just thinking it was very nice of him to be able to come out and very honorable of him to say, hey, I think I got it wrong when I voted, which is admirable because most people won't admit that, and it's the same thing that I had to deal with, when I'm very open politically on this show on my beliefs and
we can go there. We're on the show. We can go there if we want. Yeah.
And so when I told everyone, I was like, before the election even happened, I was like, I'm leaning towards Trump on this for this administration, just because you're giving me two horrible. And I'm not going to say horrible because I'm not going to jump on that train of saying how horrible Trump is. I'm pissed off at him right now, for sure.
Me too, yeah. Me too. I think everybody is actually.
Yeah, but
my stocks are doing great.
Yeah. But horrible, it's like, well, he's only done 2 terms. He's not a lifelong politician. So, like, what are we basing horrible on? Has he made a lot of bad decisions? Yes, he has. But to compare him to, like, a Kamala Harris or a Biden who have been in this political game for well over, fucking Biden's been in his whole life.
Yeah, exactly.
Kamala's been in there damn near fucking probably 20, 30 years.
I did not want to vote for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's like, what do you give me 2 options, and when you do that, it's like, I could be the guy that I was for a long time saying, fuck that, I'm not involving myself in that. I don't care. Or I could be a guy that's like, well, okay, let me at least try this. Like, he's speaking on libertarian principles right now when he campaigned, which was a great fucking, like,
his campaign videos were off the chain. Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah, but like even him, discussing slashing of taxes, possibly giving money back,
we'll see about that.
Yeah, which
we're reaching there.
Right. Yeah. And I knew when I voted for this man, I was like, it's going to be a 50-50 chance.
Oh yeah.
But I got to roll the dice. Like, this is the last hoorah.
I'll tell you why I voted for him.
Why?
I voted because I knew it would cause chaos, and I knew that the chaos would be good for my business. I voted in my own self-interest, nobody else's.
Yeah. Why would it be in your self-interest?
My stocks, I'm making money off stocks.
Oh,
yeah.
You're one of those
So
guys.
I bought low and I sold high. Well, I'm not selling, I'm just holding, but I'm buying low every time it dips. And I'm thinking, when they were freaking out and the stock market was crashing, I bought.
So your mindset is more of like, I've been getting fucked, so now I'm going to start.
I'm going to try and do whatever's good for me. Yeah. And I knew Trump, and I like Trump kinda, but I also kind of think he's a total dick.
No, yeah, he's definitely
and you see him on Twitter. The president of the United States at 3 a.m. on Twitter, freaking everybody in the world out.
Or just even some of the comments back, like when they tell him that Tulsi Gabbard had literally just addressed in March that Iran wasn't close to having nuclear weapons, and he's like, I don't care what she thinks.
Have you seen that guy?
What the fuck does that
Have you seen that guy,
mean?
the fat electrician on YouTube?
Fat electrician on YouTube.
The fat electrician. He makes like history videos. I watch him while I'm eating ramen for dinner, right?
Oh, really?
And like, from what I understand from everybody that's been talking online, we have ridiculous levels of technology and power when it comes to military might.
Oh, for sure.
And so, even people will commonly say, and of course, because, here I'll say it and then somebody will prove me wrong. But, the likelihood of us being attacked in a severe way is so low because of what we do. I mean, the CIA, for instance, is all over the globe doing whatever it is that they do, to protect American interests.
Yeah.
That's who I'm really worried about more than the president or the politicians or Congress. Congress, big problem because they have a lifelong term.
That's the problem. That's a big problem.
That's the biggest problem is that we don't have a bunch of 25-year-olds.
I just thought of something. Hey, is that external hard drive hooked up?
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, don't wiggle it around because it'll short out.
Oh my!
Is that in the SD cards in the? Okay, sorry. I don't know why I just had that fucking thought.
I have those at 3 a.m. Sorry. I'm like, did I tighten that bolt? And I'll rush out to the garage.
Yeah.
And, this is why we have warranties and stuff. I had to do a warranty alert today.
Oh, really?
Of course, not my fault. Never is.
Yeah.
It's always something else. But I have to. It's kind of like one of these problems. It's like, I've been doing this 12 years. If I messed it up, I would know about it for sure.
Right.
I would know that I made a mistake. They're like, oh, well, ever since you did that water pump, months later, it started overheating. I'm like, you know what? I get it. I understand where you're coming from because you don't have the knowledge to understand what I even did and you weren't there. And so you didn't see it or anything. It's beautiful,
Yeah.
But I have to be like, I'll eat this one on your behalf And then once you know what's actually wrong with it, because it's 20 years old, I just have to eat that cost basically to save face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be hard. Definitely doing
It's okay. It doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
It's like very uncommon for people to complain. You know, I have a lot of people that don't want to wait for an appointment. They're like, "Can you get here right now?" And I'm like, no. And that's kind of on me for I'm not communicating what I do very well. If you watch my videos, it's basically like a really crappy music video, and I'll make like 3 of them a day and use some cool music.
Yeah.
It doesn't explain.
I don't think they're crappy. I think they're good, dude.
Well, they're all right, but it's all I do is punch them into CapCut or maybe use them in the Instagram edits app or something.
That's all you need. You don't have
it's been working for years.
Yeah, you don't have to like
works
if
fine.
The wheels fucking turning, like I try to,
it converts those views into dollars on a regular basis for the past 5 years, so I keep doing it.
That's all you gotta do. What were you saying though before I interrupted you?
I forget, but I did have a question why I got the 223 on the table here. Gun enthusiast?
Yeah, it was a gift. And
cool.
Fuck, dude, I keep forgetting who gave me.
I've got a gift for you as well.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I brought you something.
Dude,
I want to introduce you to a new product that everybody needs to know about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're butt connectors, but they're not the crappy ones that everybody buys.
Butt connectors?
They're Hasatronica butt connectors for doing wiring.
Oh.
I think they're like 16 to 20 gauge for most common size. I've got them in a little dime baggie, like 6 of them.
Oh, really?
I thought about making a video with him. I was like, you know what? He's got this F-150. If he ever comes across an issue where he's going to need a butt connector or something, I'd prefer he uses these.
But what does it do?
It just connects 2 pieces of wire. So you strip one end of the wire, strip the other end of the wire, and then you'll crimp it down with some pliers or crimpers.
Yeah, I've got some stuff like that up there. I think I know. Well, I don't know if I have
it depends on the quality. A lot of people will buy the ones from the auto parts store, and they got this hard plastic, and they're like yellow, red, and blue.
Anytime I connect any wires, I always use heat shrink tubing.
That's the way to go. You don't need my help. You're good to go. Yeah. If you're soldering and heat shrinking, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, not even soldering. Fuck it, just heat shrinking. It's just like guys here with the. I know. Are you the soldering guy?
Well, I use flux solder. It depends on what it is. Certain things need to be like an engine coolant temperature sensor, for instance, or an oil pressure sensor, or NOx sensor. I'm gonna flux it, solder it, and then heat shrink it. But for your headlights or whatever, or your whatever, not that sensitive piece of equipment we're working on. Butt connector, and then heat shrink the butt connector, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, because there's that whole debate. Like I even use shark bites on copper tubing.
I've heard the term before, but what is that?
So like usually they'll solder the copper tubing together, and I just use shark bites. Which
is that the crimping tool?
No, you literally just stick it on, and it crimps itself, and then you mate the other side to it, and it's just you're good to go.
Is that for PEX, or is that just copper tubing?
Copper or PEX?
No joke.
Yeah. Yeah, and dudes all
I wouldn't know because I don't do that kind of work.
Yeah, like guys will I do fucking a little bit of everything, not mastering.
That's always good because I'm like I do one thing really really well, and then if the drywall is fucked, I'm like I don't know, you know. I'm like I can't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you know.
No, it's just shit that really honestly why I've learned a lot of this shit is because I don't have the fucking money to pay for it. So
that's how I got started in this whole thing. My whole career path started because I got a 2001 Subaru Forester. 165 horsepower, 165 torque, boxer 4-cylinder Subaru, all-wheel drive, right?
Yeah.
Not a super unique, fast, cool car, but I wanted to go fast real bad.
Right.
I mean, I put an engine in it every 30,000 miles. That's how hard I was driving it.
Holy shit.
Oh, I was doing all-wheel drive donuts and getting it airborne and stuff and put it in the ditch a couple times, almost flipped it like 3 times. And that's the car that got me started on this whole adventure. Subaru Forester 01.
So you know all the Subaru memes, right?
Yeah, of course. And you know what? They're not wrong. That Subaru, you know how like they call it the Lesbaru, which is an offensive term for whoever out there, but I don't care. You know,
you shouldn't care.
Yeah, but basically Subaru did specifically target gay people for a long time.
Did they really?
And dog people.
And Jaguar.
Jaguar too?
Yeah, Jaguar. They did some stuff like that too.
What year did they do that in, or what era?
I don't know. It was pretty recent. It was like 2 years ago, I think. 3 years ago.
You know, I like Jaguar quite a lot. I like working on them too.
Really?
They are always prone to coolant problems and stuff. And the engine on the XJL Jaguar, the engine is way too big for the engine bay. Like in order to do the valve covers, the engine has to come out.
Really?
Oh, it's a pain.
Ugh.
I haven't done it yet because nobody liked the quote I gave them. They're like, "Are you serious? There's no way. I want a second opinion." I'm like, "All right, see you later."
Yeah, I love
Trust me, I tried before they even said no. I was like, I'm gonna try this and then ask them if it's okay.
Yeah, I love when the Subaru memes would come out and they'd be like, they'd have that one lesbian chick in the shorts with the little haircut.
That's
and
funny.
She's like, yeah, no, like they're all fucking.
My favorite
one's
the ones like She's what's the meme? It's like
when
I drive a Subaru because I'm gay. That's the funniest one, I think.
I don't. But how did that even happen? How did it even start? Because you said they were specifically targeting them, or was it after?
I know a little bit about the Subaru history. So they used to be Fuji Heavy Industries, and I forget what they made, but they started getting into cars, and then very early on, they used to have 2-wheel drive cars, but for like last 50 years, their entire lineup has been Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive. So you know how like, do you have 4-wheel drive on your truck?
Yeah, I have 4x4.
So
hey Dom, can you disconnect that dehumidifier? Sorry, I'm all over the fucking place today.
No, you're good.
Leave it on 3, or leave it on him. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Julie. Sorry. I'm used to Dom being there. Dom. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
All right, what were you saying? Sorry.
I was saying, I mean, they just started making all-wheel drive, and then it was a really small company in Japan for like, I mean, they really mainly sold to people in Japan. That's why early on their cars are a little bit on the smaller side, not big like an American car. You know how like back in the 60s and 70s, American cars were huge?
Yeah.
Well, the Subarus were like itty-bitty, tiny Japanese cars for like little Japanese streets and Japanese parking lots and stuff.
Right.
So I'm big into like JDM cars and stuff. Like I imported a Japanese engine and transmission for my Miata. Dropped it in there when I was 18, and just like a month ago, I could have sworn I blew it up. I was like, it's ruined. We've been tracking it too hard, overheated it too many times. You know, like I will overheat it and then hit it with a leaf blower on the side of the track, and then pop the hood and leaf blower it until it's good to go. And I've been modifying the cooling system like crazy.
Throw a bag of ice on it.
You know, we're almost at that point straight up. If the water wasn't a problem, we would be doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. When we used to go to the races down at 210. Before that got all fucked up, you would see guys doing that, like putting fucking ice bags and shit on their engine,
or like putting a bunch of ice in their cooling system or something. You're putting ice cubes in the radiator or whatever.
Oh, I've never seen that.
I've seen dudes where they'll have like the coolant expansion tank, and they'll put a bunch of ice cubes in there and just run straight water.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you go to races and stuff like that, or not really?
A lot of street racing history. Big street racing history. Like,
how old are you?
28. So 28, I've been, I mean, I street raced probably 5 years solid, like a maniac. Really? Yeah.
Yeah. My buddy, Caesar, he was, he hung around a lot of the guys. I can't remember what their fucking group name was, Midwest something, but,
Midwest Auto Works or Midwest Auto Group or something like that.
No. Fuck, I can't remember.
I think I know who you're talking about. Midwest something.
There was a couple of them. They all used to race. One had the Challenger Red Eye, or was it the Red Eye? I think it's called the Red Eye. But
yeah, we were budget racing.
He had a Challenger RT. No, this guy would go. He once all that shit got hot from all the slideshow shit, so he got ended up getting the invite onlys. So I would go with him sometimes to the invite onlys. Man, there was one that he went to, dude. All these fucking trailers showed up. Like it was like some 13,
when they're pulling
20
them off
shit.
The trailer, you're like, oh my god.
It was like fucking 20 trailers, and they were all
because you can't even drive down the street. I mean, unless you're doing 150 miles an hour. I mean, you're gonna get pulled over for sure.
Yeah,
you know,
it's wild.
They're like, I can hear that cam a mile away.
I wish I could go to a race like that, dude. I don't think I have.
I don't have money to play like that straight up.
No, just to watch.
You know,
I just
to
like
watch
watching.
would be fun.
Yeah, I just like watching, dude. Like even when we would go to 210 down there, before they ended up putting like sand and shit over it, dude. I mean, just seeing all the cars.
You can crash on some sand.
Yeah, well, they ended up putting sand to block you from. So they threw like a mountain of dirt or sand over there to get people to stop racing.
I'm not familiar with that area. I moved up here in 2020.
Where are you located?
I'm from. I'm over in Blue Springs. But
okay.
I moved up here in 2020 chasing a girl, and we're still together. Really? Yeah.
Oh, so
I moved. I was delivering pizza in 2020, dude.
Where were you?
I was at Domino's. I'm from Neosho, like near Joplin.
Oh,
like you know that town that got wiped out by a tornado?
Yeah.
30 minutes south there's my hometown.
What?
Yeah, I was just there not a couple days ago. That's why I had to delay getting here, was because I was taking care of my mom's dogs.
Oh,
taking dog to the vet, you know.
That's crazy.
Taking care of the house, trying to do. I had a couple cars to fix, you know, for friends and stuff.
Damn, Joplin, bro.
Yeah, that's where I go down there all the time.
I don't think I've been through Joplin. Have you been through Joplin, Julie?
I mean, unless you have a reason to go there, I probably wouldn't go there.
What do you do in Joplin?
Nothing. Go out in the woods, you know.
That's it?
I mean,
the theater.
I mean, what do you think? There's nothing. I actually was in a show at a theater, filling in as like a random cast member.
Really?
Yeah, I've had some theater experience. I had fun in high school doing theater. It was lit.
Yeah, I think theater's cool, dude. I like that shit.
I like theater too, and it actually, no shit, is very important for what I do on a day-to-day basis. Like I have to be able to act and perform, if you will. I have to convince the customer I'm a good dude.
Yeah, because they're not going to trust you right off the back. Yeah,
it's kind of like almost sales experience. Like I'm telling a story when I'm getting people to buy my services.
Right.
You know, I might do it the same way as the other dude, but the way that we get to the finished project is going to be completely different, you know, like the onboarding experience.
Yeah, also too, I think the conversation, like you're learning to conversate with people through theater, so that's very important as well.
Improv kind of.
Yeah.
It's just like the really extreme version of it where you're like, I got a monologue for 2 minutes solid.
Yeah. Well, and getting comfortable too by standing here and talking to somebody that you may not know, like in your theater class or something. You know what I mean? And having to engage with them and be attentive
and crack jokes and have the jokes land.
Yeah, you know, and it's very helpful because I see nowadays a lot of the times communication is just like, it's kind of, I don't want to sound doom and gloom and say it's dying completely, but you just see a lot of people, they don't really want to engage with other people. You know.
Oh, I feel that. I'm a recluse. So like if I'm not at work or going to the Mecca, you will not find me anywhere.
And I feel you on that because I'm kind of like that at work. Like I'll talk to people, but I don't really. I kind of stick
like
to
your
myself.
Extracurricular.
Yeah, this is where I talk to people, or when I go do my hobbies or hang out with my buddies. You know what I mean?
I saw you were doing some grappling on your page.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's not a type of dude I want to fight. So I got a black belt in Taekwondo. Back when I was younger, when I was a kid. You know.
Oh, nice.
I think I was like 13 when I got my black belt.
Yeah.
Dude, those 14-year-olds were not expecting to get roundhouse kicked in the face. They were not. They were like, yeah, I'm gonna throw a couple punches. It's over.
Oh, yeah.
Butterfly kick to the face, you know?
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get into jiu-jitsu, man.
That would round me out for sure, you know, because I'm a striker, you know?
Yeah,
I'm not a big dude, though, so if I get hit by a big dude, fight's over. You know, I got to move. I got to keep my footwork nice and tight.
Yeah. Well, plus and Taekwondo, depending on what gym you come from.
It's mainly for self-defense.
Yeah, and maybe more too also. I mean, this is always debatable. I'm not trying to like talk complete shit about Taekwondo, but...
Oh, go ahead. It's way too many kicks.
Well, it's just kind of like what, you got your black belt probably like in what, 3-4 years or some shit, you know?
It doesn't take, it's not very hard.
It doesn't take that long.
And like to pass the test, you have to like, quote unquote, get away from an adult. But if that adult wanted to hurt you, you could not have fought them off.
Yeah, and there's like different, like, because, you know, I had a guy on who was my old coach, Jorge, and he was Olympic. I think he did the Olympics for Taekwondo. But like he is older, so like Taekwondo back in his day was different. Like they were fucking punching each other and shit. Like, that's what he said. They were actually sparring.
Yeah. And
I don't know how much sparring they do now. And
we used to beat each other up until people would cry. You know.
Oh really?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So at least
they'd
you guys
have us fight like 5 people at once and stuff.
But now it's getting to the point where you're seeing some of these videos and it's like they're just like tapping each other. It's like point sparring.
You need to be hitting each other hard.
Yeah, you're not hitting. You're not really.
If you're not hitting each other full force, you're not even really sparring.
Yeah, you're not really. Well, you're not even really fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're more just. And don't get me wrong. Like training's better than no training at all.
Yeah,
so
but
I'm
the point system, like 3 points for the head, 2 points for the chest, or whatever, or 1 point for the chest. I forget what the system is, but I mean, if you're in a combat training type of environment, you need to be taking some serious hits to prepare yourself for a real fight where they're going to be trying to kill you.
Right. Yeah. It has to be a little more. That's what's cool about jiu-jitsu. It's like you can go 100% a lot of the times. You know what I mean? Like you can go full on. You can literally try to kill that individual, which is technically what you're trying to do
within reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a simulated murder. You know what I mean? Like where you're choking somebody until they tap, or you're breaking attempting to break it until they tap. You know, so it's kind of, to me in my mind, of course
they're going to tap because they don't want it broken.
They don't want it broken. Yeah, of course. And so it's to me it's more realistic, and I understand that just because you have a grappling background doesn't necessarily mean you're going to fare well in a fight. You know, it just depends. But I can tell you this: you're going to be a lot better equipped than a person that doesn't train at all. So,
you're going to smoke them.
Yeah, I'm going to put my money on the fucking 1-year white belt. You know,
exactly,
I mean?
exactly. The dude who knows 2 basic moves is going to smoke the dude who's never
or the
been to
guy
fight.
who just like has that dog in them.
Yeah, and I fought people before. They were just whatever BS fights, not important. Nothing, nobody's trying to really kill each other. We're just like, I'm mad, I'm gonna beat you up, right? Teach you a lesson, you know. And the reason I always won those is because I'm gonna pick up a brick and kill you, like straight up. Yeah. Because I think my life's in danger.
You're like,
so
I'm not losing.
I'll fight until I get knocked out. I got knocked out one time in a fight.
Yeah.
The dude, I roundhouse kicked this dude clean in the nuts, right? He dropped. I was in a gym one time and like I fought 5 dudes that were behind me. Somebody spit on me. And I just lost my shit, right?
Is this in Joplin?
This is in Neosho, right? Yeah. This is like late middle school, early high school. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was like junior high or whatever, where it's like 8th grade, but 5 dudes are behind me, and I just start hitting these dudes. You know, I'm kicking them and shit, knocking them over, and they can't fight back basically because they have no training.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
even though we're kids, you know, and I can't even hurt this dude really.
Oh, no. Even as like I said, some training is better than no training. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some is better than none for sure. It's infinitely better than none. It's
or if you've been doing it for how long you were doing it for, of course you're not gonna have
I did
an
Taekwondo
issue.
for maybe like 3 or 4 years, and I did karate for 1 year. And karate is probably my favorite because they are absolutely looking to kill you in karate.
Oh yeah.
Karate, they're trying to like, okay, here's how you kill somebody as quick as possible.
Yeah.
At least the dojo I was in.
Yeah.
And I was doing the practice, and I was like, this is some scary shit you guys are teaching us.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know too much about the karate stuff.
Karate's
I do know
pretty cool, but
I just never see any adults in karate. That's what's always like.
Well, you don't see a lot of adults in martial arts aside from the grappling. You see a lot of adults grappling.
Well, I mean, MMA gyms and jiu-jitsu gyms, and usually they're you know, a lot of the times they're starting to combine them. So
I mean, I like fighting, and I really enjoy hitting people. You know, I'm just that type of dude. You know, of course, a consensual. You know, he's gonna hit me back type thing.
Right.
But you know, at the competitions and stuff, I just kept seeing people with broken orbital bones from those roundhouse kicks, and I was like, you know what? I'm probably getting too old. People are gonna hit me too hard. Yeah. I'm like 5'11". I weigh 155, soaking wet. Probably not going to win, to be honest.
Well, I mean, you'd probably be fighting somebody your size, you know.
Well, yeah, but those dudes hit really fast, you know. Yeah. I got to be really quick. My advantage is I'm a really quick dude, and I'm light on my feet.
Yeah, getting hit's not fun. I just got done.
But I can't hit very hard, you know.
My entire fucking half of my face was shut for like the last 2 or 3 episodes because I got headbutted.
Mm-hmm. That'll do it, yeah. Where'd you get hit on the brow?
Yeah, right here.
That'll do it. I got
that scar tissue right there.
Yeah,
it's fucking big old knot. But then I hit it again like a week later. Well, I didn't hit it. Somebody else hit it.
They're like, sweet, I'll go for this weak point. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they accidentally kneed me, and
that'll do it. Yeah.
And it fucking inflated again. So I had like a black eye for like 2-3 weeks. So
my favorite way to fight in real life is if I can get past your first couple strikes, grab around your neck, and start elbowing and kneeing you directly in the face, and then just get on top of you and just strike with my elbow.
Yeah.
You know, that'll pretty much end the fight pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well.
Unless, of course, I fight a ground fighter, then I'm toast because I'm a striker and I don't know any ground fighting moves aside from the armbar and the triple point, you know, choke hold, but that's it. That's all my...
Yeah, you gotta get into the gym, man.
I know.
Come on, dude. Come go test yourself.
I know.
Yeah, 3-day trial, man. Free class.
I know, but they're gonna whoop me. They're
That's
like,
all right.
They're like, you know, the FNG, you know, fucking new guy. They're like, they're gonna whoop his ass.
Nah, sometimes it does happen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you say the wrong thing, well, it depends. You know, if you know.
I think it's more of when guys come in and
they're like
don't
I'm
get me
a
wrong.
badass. You know.
Yeah, white belts are definitely looking for new guys, but like guys above that, they're usually looking for guys from other gyms that are coming in.
Black belts will pretty much. If I used to be, you know, like they'd put me up black belt, right? They put me up with like a little tiny kid, and I'm just like barely touching him, right? And that's kind of what black belts do in some of these gyms.
Oh, yeah,
they're not
trying with
smoking everybody like they totally can if they want.
Yeah, they don't have to though.
No, they don't have to.
They know they don't have to.
Yeah, they're like, I'm assured in my confidence. You know?
Yeah. But no, man. Hey, dude. So tell me a little bit more, dude, about kind of your upbringing, man, and what kind of got you to what you're doing now.
You want to hear about where do you want to start? What age?
Man,
I mean, I'll tell you about
growing up, man.
Man, when I was growing up, I was a little kid, and my parents were like, we're getting divorced, right?
Yeah.
So my parents got divorced. Mom and dad are like, you know, we're not going to be together. Your lives are going to be okay, right? Yeah. My mom had she didn't really have like a real professional career. She did this job and that job and the other thing, you know, but my dad was had a really solid college professor career. Yeah. So, you know, like one week I'd be with my mom and, you know, I'd be eating pizza on a Friday night or, you know, whatever. And, you know, it wasn't super luxurious. Like we weren't poor by any means.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like we had salmon every night either. And my dad's making like basically catered meals. He's a great cook. So he cooks as a hobby, right? So obviously his shit is just the bomb, right? Yeah. He's cooking all kinds of shit that's just fucking awesome. And my mom really wasn't that good at cooking. That's kind of how I compare the households. It's just the cooking. My mom was a great parent. My dad was a great parent. But, you know, we've been through some shit for sure.
Oh, yeah.
My mom has fought some cops before.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. She beat up I forget how many cops, but she's got like permanent scars on the back of her neck from when they were tasing her.
Really?
And I guess she wouldn't quit fighting them because they just kept tasing her.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, she's badass.
That's
yeah.
wild, dude.
I mean, I forget how they eventually got her down, but she's fought cops multiple times over. She's got like PTSD.
Oh really?
So it manifests kind of similar to bipolar, and bipolar's hereditary, and she could say what she wants, but I have bipolar disorder. Been diagnosed. They thought it was ADHD. They're like, oh, you have ADHD. So they give me Ritalin, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if you give Ritalin to a bipolar person, it makes it worse.
Holy shit.
And I didn't realize that until like maybe second year of college. And I started going off the 72 milligrams of Ritalin daily, which is not a small amount. Extended release. So they're 10-hour pills. You'd be feeling that Ritalin for probably 10, 11 hours.
What does it feel like?
Well, I mean, it kind of makes a bipolar person kind of make you feel like you're either going to kill yourself, really depressed, and then the other half of the time you're like, I'm God, nobody's better than me.
Really?
Way too much confidence.
Stupid
levels of confidence.
It's Ritalin, and the other one's like Concerta or something.
Concerta is what I was on, which is just like a different name for Ritalin. I think. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong.
Yeah, because I remember guys would take not Ritalin. What was it? That Adderall.
Thanks for the beer, by the way.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Appreciate it.
Adderall is what they would take.
That's a short-term type of thing, so that'll last.
But isn't that for people with ADHD?
Yes,
Okay.
and it did make me focus, but it made me into a person that I didn't really particularly like. He was kind of a mean dude,
I can't remember if I tried it, but I remember like parties and stuff like that. Dudes were taking Adderall to kind of like stay up, like kind of like a form of like
I
Coke.
gave somebody one time. They were like, "Hey, Thomas, it's been 3 days. I can't sleep." I'm like,
"Holy
told you."
shit, dude.
I was like, "I told you."
Yeah, fuck that. I don't remember. If I did take it, I don't remember. But I mean, I've done enough drugs to,
Oh, I've done plenty of drugs in my day. Yeah.
But that's crazy. How the fuck they misdiagnose you, dude?
Well, I'm so young. I'm I'm thinking.
How old were you? You said college?
No, I was like third grade when I first got put on pills.
Oh,
I've been on pills every day of my life since the third grade.
Why?
Because I'm crazy. I might not appear crazy.
I know, but what were you doing in like third grade?
Acting like a dinosaur, beating people up, screaming, ripping shit off the wall,
Sounds like
hiding under a desk.
A boy. Sounds like a little boy.
Oh, I was more than they could handle apparently. Because they were like,
were your parents together though?
Huh?
Were your parents together or separated already?
They were separated. That's around the time they separated, so kind of coincidental. You feel me?
That's what I'm
Acting
saying.
out,
So
but they're more than happy to give you some pills for just about anything. That's the problem. Is they over medicate everybody. A lot of people, frankly, would be better off if they just smoked a little bit of weed or drank a little bit or had a cigarette, or maybe meditated or got into exercise,
Or have a cigarette.
I'm not. I like cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
I mean, sometimes there's nothing better than just a good cigarette.
Yeah, you're not fucking lying, dude. You're not fucking lying. But
even if it kind of like has that dirty taste to it, sometimes you're like, you know what? I kind of like that.
No, I don't have dirty taste. Like I'm a Marlboro Light guy.
Okay.
So
I like my Camels and I like my Newports.
Oh,
Newport menthol shorts, probably like
Newports.
Newport menthol short.
God, I used to smoke a lot of Newports back in the day.
It reminds me of a lot of good times. Yeah, yeah.
Fuck.
I never had the Cools. I used to smoke the first thing I ever smoked was a Camel Crush menthol.
Oh yeah.
Got hooked on those immediately. I'm like, oh, of course this is now. And I just after a while, I'm like, nah.
I started spitting up blood.
Great. No shit.
Yeah, and I was still living with my mom. Yeah.
Damn, how many were you smoking a day?
I was smoking a lot.
Oh, okay.
I've been smoking since I was 14. But
it's probably irritation in the throat.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because when you're drinking, that's a lot of the times when I would smoke the most. It's like
you can't feel it when you're drinking. It's dangerous. You can smoke a whole pack of cigarettes a night.
I'd smoke a pack or two, dude.
Yeah, I get it.
There's nothing better.
I try and control myself. I know it's great.
Summer
and
night,
I just want more, and that's what they call addictive. You feel me? It's kind of like a drug or something. Like when I first had my first cigarette, I started getting high off it. I turned to my friend. I'm like, dude, these are drugs. I can't believe you guys are selling these over the counter.
I don't even get high.
Well, that was just the first one.
Yeah,
I was like, I can't believe these are legal. I enjoyed them so much. I used to drive and I'd get like high driving off a cigarette.
That was my thing too. It was hard breaking that habit. I'd go to work, I'd spark up a cigarette, drive to work. Yeah. So that was always difficult to do. To stop.
The thing is, I'm on a pretty basic diet. I do weed, alcohol, and nicotine.
Yeah. Very basic.
Very basic, and I don't go outside that.
You no white monsters?
No, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That's different. That's different.
That's different.
It's different. Yeah,
dude, you're a mechanic. You got to be drinking white monsters.
I've been getting into the white monsters because they got that weird like fake sugar taste to them.
I'm not
My favorite's the imported Monster.
I share
with
the
the weird
Monster
cap.
memes, but I'm not a White Monster fan. I like the OG green
That's why I started
can
drinking them as the memes. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is funny. Like, I'm gonna drink it because it's funny.
because it's funny.
Yeah.
I'm a Celsius guy. I love Celsius.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's one I had that I think it's C4. I'm allergic to those. They make me itch all over.
yeah,
I don't know
dude.
what's in it, but I'm like, my
Niacin.
whole body's itching.
Yeah, nice, and it's gonna make you all itchy and stuff.
It made me like.
Or is it? No, it's not nice. And what is it in the? It's a stimulant. Yeah, no,
No,
it's
I'm not allergic to that for sure. I like that stuff.
Taurine's a fucking
It's an herb, right?
bull. No, I think it's bull semen. Yeah,
No shit.
yeah. I think
No,
it
you're
is.
fucking with me.
Yeah. Look that up.
No,
Look that up, Jamie.
look it up. Let's fact check that.
Yeah, let's fact check that real quick. I'm pretty sure it's
That'd be
bull
ape
semen.
shit if that were true.
Yeah. Which means everyone has had semen in their mouth. So
Every single person.
yeah.
I hope it's a
taurine?
joke because it's in every fucking morning Monster I drink. You know,
ChatGPT that shit, dog.
I love ChatGPT.
I know. That's all I ever use.
It's
ChatGPT.
I know it's great, isn't it?
You have to be able to use it right.
You got to know what to tell it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to be able to look at it and go, they're taking me the fucking right information here, because sometimes it'll go based
They'll
off
tell me
of,
if I ask them complicated car questions, like really specific math, complicated car questions. They're like, "You should have a professional do this." I'm like, "I am the fucking professional. Thank you very much." And they're like, "This is dangerous," and I'm like, "I know all the car's doing is
You're like,
exploding
I don't give a
constantly."
fuck.
You know, pretty much. I even texted stuff like that. I'm like, "Just give me the answers."
Yeah.
You know,
It's not semen.
bummer.
Oh, it's not?
Bummer.
I looked up. It's
No, I'm just kidding.
semen.
And what did it say?
It said no. Taurine comes from the Latin horse bull.
Oh, dude, you're looking at the Latin fucking meaning
no,
of
it's
it?
just giving me everything.
Oh.
Nowadays, the taurine added to energy drinks like
Nowadays is the key word here.
Yeah.
And supplement is synthetical produced in laboratories, often from plant.
Great lab
Yeah,
drugs.
okay.
Lab
Lab-
drugs, fantastic.
Yeah, it's lab semen. That's what it is.
So how'd you get started doing this? Because you've got your quality of the content, like from what I saw, the most, past 10, 15 videos, the quality's insane. So
Thanks,
how'd you
man.
get started doing this?
I started with a group of guys at my old job back in during COVID.
I'm gonna get off of here and grab one of that jacket I've got. It's a little chilly.
Yeah, go for it.
Don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead and grab it.
You can continue though. I'm gonna try not to hit this.
No, you're good, man. You're good. Go for it. Nah, dude, I was so I had a podcast, Purple Pill. That started with a couple of buddies of mine, and then just progressed into this, later on through the years. We stopped doing Purple Pill. I ended up.
You just kept doing it, just consistency.
Yeah, well, it took some time. It definitely took some years. I mean, if you look at the first episode, that was dropped in 2022. And then the next episode was dropped in 2023. So it
Sometimes
was
that's how it is.
Yeah, it's like I literally dropped, and then I was just like, I'm out, So I didn't mean to. I'd started a new job, and it just kind of took over, and I was just like,
So is this your full-time gig, or what do you do?
I'm a machinist. Yeah.
Oh, that's badass.
yeah.
That's
So I run
cool.
CNCs. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You like it?
No.
Yeah, I mean that's
No.
kind of. I mean, my job's either really cool or really awful, depending on what day it is.
Yeah, I don't. I'm grateful I have a job. I just think that whole industry, man. Other than one company that I know of, they are. Well, I mean, there's a couple of companies that are really legit, but it's just the manufacturing industry here, at least on the CNC side, is just so behind. They're like 20, 30 years behind, dude. And it's kind of insane. Just pay, scheduling, structuring, the way they treat people.
Oh, you
in
mean
these
you mean the
shops.
company structure?
Yeah.
Not
Well,
just the act technology.
No, not the technology,
Okay.
but maybe the technology as well. I don't know. I mean, there is one shop here out in Olathe that's like pretty advanced. I mean, they're a really nice shop, but then again, they can't get their scheduling right. They want to run 24 hours a day. They want to do it in
They'll burn
12-hour
people out
shifts.
like that.
Yeah.
The
They're
12-hour shift is insane.
well, they'll sell you on you only work 3 days, 4 days. And it's like, well, you're only going to get those certain type of people that are going to apply. How are you going to get the traditional family guy that you're going to tell
he
him
wants
he's
to be
gonna
home by 5 so he can have dinner with his
he's going to
family.
be getting off
Yeah.
at 6:30. He's not going to be home by 7. You know what I mean? Like, how does that
I
work?
actually just got done trying to work a real job, and I found out I'm never doing that ever again. Never. I'm so far deep in the self-employment realm.
Yeah,
Like I've kind of tried. I've like given up a couple times and went back to work like 9 to 5, and I'm like, $15, $25 an hour. What the fuck? I can't do this for what I'm doing to this car. You're gonna make $2,000. I'm gonna make $150. Like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You know, I can just, because I know I can reach out and just grab it if I want to.
Have you worked at mechanic shops in the past?
I have. I've got decent work history in some shops. My favorite one that I actually really like a lot is Auto Beauty Center in Independence.
Oh,
Those are some cool people. They didn't pay me
Really?
shit. They paid me $17.50 an hour to work on foreign cars and some hardcore electrical issues that came out of that.
$17.50 an
$17.50. I worked there for over a year,
hour. Ugh.
and and that's why I eventually
What year
quit.
was this?
This was like 2021 is when I got that job.
Oh my god, dude!
So
What were they
2020
called?
Auto Beauty Center. They don't pay
Yeah.
their employees shit, but it's a cool
Dude.
place to work if you don't have a lot of
I know,
opportunity.
but I don't.
You know,
I don't understand. And anytime I say this, I always get clapped back on. Well, you don't understand how it is to run a business. Okay, why don't you explain it to me then?
educate me. Sure.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
What all I want to know is, and I'm not going to be some guy on here that says this is what you should make. All I'm asking is,
I am that guy.
What percentage of money? What is the percentage of profit that you do make? Okay,
Mhm.
I'm not even asking how much, just percentage.
Yeah.
Do you make 30%? Do you make 20%? Do you make 10%?
90,
Because if you
know.
tell me 30 or 40, I'm probably going to call you a fucking asshole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you can't have a business. I'm not going to try to take your business. I'm not going to try to fucking shut you down or shame you. But if we're personally talking, just me and you, I'm going to say you're an asshole because I know the rest of that money is not going to the people who are actually working.
That's the
for
problem
you.
I have with just
Yeah.
about every job that ever existed. You could charge
Mhm.
whatever amount, and no matter how much profit there is, none of it will reach the employee. They will
Yeah.
pay as little as they possibly can.
Well, they're the employees are probably the only.
They're the only useful asset in the entire building.
Yes, but they're the only area that they can cut cost in. I mean, they're not going to be able to cut cost in the things they have to buy. Like you can't cut cost on an engine that you have to buy.
No,
I mean, it is what it
I
is.
guess you
know?
can cut the cost on the employee.
No, I'm
but
not saying it's right. I'm saying that's what they're thinking. So how do I increase profit? How do I make up for the loss in profit here because things are going up? Well, I'm just going to keep my fucking wages stagnant. I'm not going to increase.
the
with
reason why I
times.
can compete with the big name automotive shops in Kansas City is because I don't have hardly any overhead. So
Yeah.
what I do is I just ruthlessly undercut these dudes. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll do it for half or a third of what they're charging.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just competing. I'm just being competitive.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm charging roughly $130 an hour, book hour.
Mhm.
And, it costs a little bit of money to run the business, but for the most part, it just pretty much prints money.
Yeah, because
I own everything,
Yeah, and it's like I don't get how like there hasn't been like this trend in companies popping up where they're doing things more affordable, which will in end create
ways to do
longevity of customer. Like you're gonna have.
The strategy is like, do I want the customer one time for a big ticket item, or do I want little itty bitty purchases for the next 15, 20 years? And I want the 15, 20 year good client, and I
Right.
want to, hey, like I had one client, there's this lady I've got, and she has like a 2006 Chevy Equinox, and she can't stand it to ever drive weird at all, ever have a check engine light of any kind, or ever make any weird noises. And I like her because I know she's going to consistently buy stuff year after year as the car wears down, But the last time I saw her, I went out and she's like, I swear something's wrong with it. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. And if something does become wrong with it, call me. And I said, just, you know what, this time just don't even worry about it. She's all prepared to pay me my diag fee. And I'm like, you know what, just forget about it. Like, I've gotten so much business off you over the past 4 years. It's fine. Just don't even worry about it.
That's neat, man.
I try and do that for my good clients. Like I have a client tiered system. So like you've got your entry level client, and then
you keep track of that.
I categorize and I keep data on every single client I've ever had.
That's cool.
And that way, certain clients, they call me. I'm like, oh, Vera, we'll be right there, Vera, and I promise we'll make that problem go away.
Yeah,
because
they've been there for you. Now you want to be there for them.
Yeah, exactly.
I just had this fucking issue today. I called.
That's how you get those lifetime clients, and then that's just like money in the bank for the next 20 years.
Yeah, well, I got that CVR out there I just bought, and I need
Nice.
the key fob reprogrammed. Usually I go down to McGuire's. They're down there off of Vivian.
Okay.
And usually they do great. I've never had any issues with them. Fantastic establishment. And I call them. They're like, hey, we can't do it for that vehicle. I'm like, man, that sucks. So I usually go to them. Yeah. So I call around, and I'm like calling kind of these mobile, like key and lock.
The mobile game is fucked up right now.
Yeah. But he answers. And he sounds irritated as fuck. I'm just like, okay, hey man, I'm just trying to get a quote. How much would it cost for a key fob for a 2023? Blah blah blah. He gives me his rates. I was like, hey dude, super appreciate that, man. Let me give you a call back. I'm kind of just making some calls. Just fucking hangs up.
See, the problem
Didn't even
is
say anything.
I do that constantly.
Do you?
And there's a reason why we do that.
Don't even say bye.
No, it's because it's like, you know what? If you don't already know who I am and what I do, then I don't even give a shit about your business.
Right, but
You
I
know?
gotta call around and get prices, man.
I get that, and that's just part of the game, unfortunately.
And that's what I was telling. I was like, dude, I get it. Your
it's
time
not,
is
it's
money.
not cool. I won't do it to people that are nice, but if some dude's like, maybe I
Right.
give you the business, maybe I don't.
Right.
You're
Or
kind
he's
of
already coming off asshole. Hey, how much y'all motherfuckers? I
but
get
if
that.
somebody treats me with respect, they're like, hey, how much for this? And then I'm doing some shopping. I'm like, well, this is my price, and I know I'm going to get them because my price is a good price.
Yeah.
I'm putting my
and
bid
I
out
don't know
there.
the prices. He was the first guy I called. 'Cause you got to
Yeah.
remember this. First guy I called.
Not everybody's having a good day sometimes,
Right, I get
Yeah.
that. But when it comes to business, we got to.
You got to
know what I mean?
pretend.
You got to,
You got to pretend.
Especially if it's your own business. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to play the theater, the part.
Exactly. That's part of the game.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. If people are giving you that energy to where they're
Mm-hmm.
being a fucking asshole, then expect someone to be an asshole back to you. I totally understand that. But damn, dude, you couldn't give me all right, man, bye. 2 seconons.
No, I always try and say bye before I hang up, unless
Yeah.
they say something that's super shitty.
No, he just. I was like, hello, just fucking clicked. Like, I was like, what the fuck, man?
Well, the funny part is he probably what he did wrong is he probably had a good price, and you probably would have called him back if he wasn't such a dickhead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now I'm not going to call him back. So I'm like, fuck you.
Of course,
dude.
because he's a dickhead. Yeah,
Yeah,
it set the precedent for the whole relationship.
Yeah, I would have called 2 more places, and he was going to charge me like, I think 35 for the mobile fee, or 25 or something like that, and then 120 something to program it. So I was like, okay. I was like, well, here, man. I was like, your first guy called. Let me call a couple people. I'm just, I got to check around, and I'll give you a call back. And then he just.
I've been on both sides of this. I've been you, and I've been the dude hanging up.
Mm-hmm.
I've been both people, and it's hard to see the other side when you're in that situation.
Right.
I guarantee that dude had a really, really bad day.
Probably. I get it.
But
Someone
it
may
doesn't
have not have
excuse
paid their
him.
bill,
He's
whatever.
got to pretend like he gives a fuck at the bare minimum. He's got to at least be like, oh, well, we're very busy. I'm sorry. And you can call us back, but I don't know if we'll have availability. Trying to,
Right.
you need to tighten that noose on that client. You need to try and sell it a little bit. You need to always be closing ABCs of sales.
Right.
So if you're not trying to, hey, it's, we're really popular, trying to warn them a little bit, hey, we're booked out, then, you might not be getting that. I get it. As a business owner, you need to just grow a pair and just pretend like you give a shit for like just 5 minutes, dude, and then you can hang up the phone and be like, fuck that dude.
Yeah.
As soon as you hang up,
That's fine. Dude.
that's fine, but you got to pretend a little bit. And
call me a bitch, whatever you want to do.
whatever
when
you
hang
got to
up.
complain to your buddy and be like, this dude, I'm booked up for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. This fucking guy's being a cheap fuck. I get that. That's cool.
But but it's also, this is why I the responsibility is on the business owner. If you're a busy dude, you need to go on your social media and say, hey, listen, we're booked out until blah blah blah, and if you call me, we're charging a serious deposit for these 2 weeks away appointments, like I'm doing. I'm 2 weeks out right now.
Right. No, I get that. So you worked at this place.
Auto Beauty Center. I didn't make shit. I worked on a bunch of foreign cars, and I was fixing body shop fuck ups. So like they'd crash the car, they'd rebuild the car, and then they're like, nothing works. What do we do? And that's where I come in. I'm like, okay, well, I got to, even though the car looks like it's not crashed anymore, the electrical system has been in a crash.
But where'd you get did you go to Votech during school, or did you
No,
just kinda
I'm straight
hands-on
up,
learning?
straight off the street racing, swapping engines and doing transmissions and whatever. I did pretty much every project imaginable for street racing activities.
Really?
And then I went straight into, I'll tell you the story how I got started. I applied for a job when I first moved here. So I applied for a job, went for an interview. They were like, cool, we'll hire you. We'll train you everything. Cool, right? So, like a week later, I move up there with all my shit. And I'm like, okay, I got a job. I got a place to live with my girlfriend. She said she's going to cover the bills for the next couple of weeks until I get my first paycheck. And then I immediately got fired. I made every mistake imaginable. I'm putting like 5 quarts too much oil in these cars because I'm nervous. And I'm like having panic attacks at work. And they're having me sweep, and they don't trust me to touch anything, basically. And they pretty much immediately fire me within like 5 days. And then they're like, you do not have the ability to be a professional mechanic. You should go back to marketing. Straight up is what they said. They're like, and I was like distraught, right?
Marketing. Why? Because I think you
I got a
sold
marketing
yourself?
degree.
Oh, do you? Oh,
yeah,
okay,
I went to got a bachelor's in marketing.
Oh,
so they're like,
really?
you should stick to business because you're not going to cut it as a mechanic. And so I went home and I was like, you know what, you motherfucking asshole.
Yeah.
I applied for like 200 jobs that night drinking beer. I'm like, I'm applying for every single, because I'm the type of dude, I will fight hard not to go back to Neo show.
Right.
So I can continue to be up here with my girlfriend and try and make it work, And she supported me throughout this whole process and got me. She was like the backbone of how I got to this point. Like if I didn't have my girlfriend behind the scenes supporting me, I would have never made it this far. Because she's trying to fill in the gaps
For sure, yeah.
for me, and then I'm rewarding her when I hit it big. We both hit it big.
That's
Like
good.
here's the money, baby.
Yeah. That's how it should be.
Yeah, and it's big props to her. She's a solid girl.
Yeah.
But they told me I suck, and I was like, well, I guess I suck, So I got a job like 4 hours later, I had a job. The next morning I started.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't unemployed for more than like 4 or 5 hours. And then I had a mobile mechanic job lined up with this guy called Jerry, who's a Filipino dude.
Mm-hmm.
I showed up, I did an alternator in front of him in like 20 minutes. He's like, dude, you're a badass. I was like, are you serious? These other people think I suck. He's like, nope, you're good at doing this. I was like, okay, well, that's not what I heard earlier,
Mm-hmm.
And I went and worked for him for probably 6 months. And then that's when at the end of that 6 months, I started the Instagram. It's G&T Mobile Mechanic at Gmail is the Facebook that the Instagram is based off of. That is the Kansas City Mechanic Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be Kansas City Mobile Mechanic.
Oh,
but I took the mobile out of there just so we could be in-house, in the field,
Right.
wherever,
Right.
And then, so I did that for 6 months, and he very politely fired me. He's like, listen, you've got an Instagram. You're starting to generate your own clients. He's like, you need to go out and do this by yourself. So any other dude would have said, yeah, you need to work here for the next 20 years while I take all your money.
That's really nice.
But since he's foreign, dude, he's like, no, it's your time to shine. You get out there and you go do this,
That's cool. Yeah.
And then I basically, at that point, I started taking over the market. I only have only one competitor that I even know about at all.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty good on Google. And I saw him when I first started the business. I thought, okay, well, if he's good on Google and he's spending what I estimate to be about a couple $100 a month, $300 to $700 a month on Google, I'm like, okay, well, I'll compete with them on Instagram where I can like do more film work, which kind of suits my marketing film classes in high school type of background.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest is history. And then I had a couple shops I worked at in between. You know how like you have those moments of weakness and you're like, you know what? Maybe this is the end of the business. Maybe I just suck and I can't do it, or I don't have the emotional intelligence.
I just had that last week about the podcast. Yeah.
Well, maybe I just don't have the emotional intelligence to keep getting my ass kicked like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when my back's against the wall and the bills are due, I just go right back to it, because I don't have a choice, because I can't afford to make $25 an hour with the way my life currently is.
Yeah.
I just can't afford to go back, because
not many people can.
I'll go underwater. I've got too much house. I got too much car. I got too much car insurance. I got too much discretionary spending, Yeah.
Even with two incomes, man, $24 an hour is shit, Like that's
$160 a day after taxes. $25 an hour is $160 a day after taxes. I can do that in 30 minutes as a mobile mechanic.
Yeah.
One job a day, one diag a day gets me at 130.
That's good.
It's a 30-minute job, 30 minutes of driving.
Yeah.
Are
you running like one of those like $10,000 diagnostic machines, like those?
No, I had one actually, and I found out that it's not required.
It's not required.
No, what I typically, the way I diagnose is a little bit more like, not to toot my own horn or nothing, but I know a little bit more than most people, so I don't need the tool as much as some other people do. Mm-hmm. Other people are going to think, oh, all this data. All I need is a multimeter, a wiring diagram, and a visual inspection.
Yeah, they just want the tablet to be able to tell them basically.
Yeah, they're looking for all the quick, easy answers, but you can get lost in the data. You can look at so much data that you start thinking, well, it's this, it's that, it's this other thing, when it's really the obvious broken sensor right in front of you, or the easy to find leak that you see right clean as day under the engine bay. You're like, yeah, that's probably it.
But do you think it's required for some of these newer cars? I mean, I've heard some of these newer cars.
Well, that's where we get into this something called CAN bus that we talked about on the Car Q&A podcast, which is like my version of a podcast where me and Bump just kind of
dick around. Is that only on Instagram?
Only on Instagram, yeah. It's Instagram only.
I was wondering. I was looking for the
also,
full episode.
I'll go live sometimes when I'm drinking and smoking in the garage, and I'll be like, it's Car Q&A. It's your time to get those free diagnostic answers you guys desperately want, because they're always asking me, I don't want to pay for the diagnostic. It's so expensive. You already know what it is. Just tell tell me. I'm like, I do know what it is, and I'm not going to tell you because that's the service, is me knowing what it is.
Right. They got to pay you for your knowledge that you've acquired.
Yeah,
over
I've
the
spent a lot
years.
of money acquiring the ability to do it. You know.
Yeah. That's in any trade, man. And I get that as the customer, you're going to want to look for the best affordable price, but you also have to consider knowledge too, because sometimes when you pay cheap, you're going to get cheap quality.
Well, I have a lot of people, though. I actually had a story about a customer that I'm not super happy with because of how he handled the situation. So he couldn't wait for me to get, I told him I was booked up. He says, I can't wait. So he hires a competitor. The competitor just royally fucks up his car. I mean, like, fucks it up.
Right.
Won't start, won't run, nothing, you know? And he's like, okay, well, I threatened to kill the competitor. And then the competitor tried to fix it, and then he can't fix it. And now we're just back at square one. It's doubly fucked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now he wants my help. And I'm thinking, God, you know, because when the other guy, you know, all the screws might be missing, and they're kind of hard to find sometimes, you know, like if missing a bolt or a, you know, a fastener of any kind is, it's hard finding a replacement. It's not something you can go to Home Depot and you will not find that you know, that fastener.
No, if you go to like places like
Fastenal, that's where I go. Yeah. But even them, sometimes you don't find the right stuff.
Yeah.
Some of these are very specific, you know. Yeah. And so eBay is where I go. I'll like, sell me this one bolt off eBay for $15, please.
2 bolts.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
take that $15 used bolt. Yes, I want that really bad, actually. You know.
Are there people out there doing that, hustling fucking?
Dude, I thought it would be a great business idea to buy a car and then sell the bolts off of it for way more than the car's worth. Like sell each bolt $10-15 and just straight up sell individual fasteners.
You should do that.
It's a good idea, right?
I wonder how long but it'd probably take you a while.
But you'd be sitting on inventory forever.
Yeah, like
because it's going to be 20 years until they need an exhaust flange gasket for 2006 Kia Optima, you know?
Yeah. Oh, dude, speaking of Optima, I got that 2018 Optima out there.
Okay, how do you like it? It's got the 2.4 in it?
Yeah, but it's eating up oil, man.
That's the 2.4 right there.
Did you heard the recall on that? When
I knew about that a long time ago. Yeah,
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah.
I bought it in 2018, and then all of a sudden I like get a fucking oil low light, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at it, I top it off, and I'm like, and then fucking I check it like a couple of weeks later, and I'm like, God damn, I gotta add 2 more quarts. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, so that's why I got rid of the truck engine I had in my 3500.
Yeah, but I think if from what I've been told, if I keep that thing topped off, that's where a lot of people are fucking up. Is they're not keeping it topped off. And
it'll be fine if you just keep talking.
Keep topping
with
it
my
off.
truck. My truck leaks every fluid imaginable. I've done the absolute bare minimum.
Before I swapped the engine on my Ford, it used to do that.
Yeah, I actually, you know, that's the reason why I swapped it. Is because I would run through 5 quarts of oil in like an hour.
Oh damn!
But I'm doing 85. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I baby that thing.
I'm doing 85 with. I don't know what it weighs, but a load of some kind.
Yeah, because I'm only on the Kia doing like 3 quarts, maybe, or 1 quart every 3 weeks.
I mean, they can leak oil or consume oil continuously. Like my
I got spark plugs going out because
I got an AP1.
Just one though.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. Thank God, I just swapped that one out. Usually, I haven't had to swap it out yet. I swapped it out like 3 months ago, and that was the first time actually I ever did. I swapped a fucking spark plug out on that car. I still haven't done a tune-up on it yet. No.
See, like that's how I treat my own stuff. I treat my stuff like really badly, and with a customer, I'll have nightmares about. Did I torque it? You know, and I'll have a nightmare about it.
We're just fucking hand
my
tight.
shit, I'm like, we'll just impact these shits in. Who cares? You know,
we'll worry about getting them out
later.
later.
If it breaks, who gives a shit? You know, I'm like, I don't care if my shit breaks down. I don't care.
Yeah, because you can fix it.
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah,
I'll go on Summit Racing, order a bigger engine or something.
There
you know. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I know. I just.
So what's up with the cigar? Are you a cigar smoker?
Yeah, I like cigars. That one's an old ass cigar.
I tried some in Springfield. I don't think I'm a cigar smoker. Like, they're cool and all. Like, I get the experience is nice, but it's like one of those things for me. If I have a big win, like I want to have like one of those on the balcony, silent smokes, just not talking to anybody, no music, just reflecting. That's what I did it for in college. I had a hard time getting through college, especially the math courses. Not a math guy. I can hardly do basic math. I have to use a calculator for everything. That's just something I'm really bad at. You know, I've got advantages in other areas, but that's just one of my weak points. Like just basic subtraction, multiplication, division is a nightmare for me.
Really?
I don't know. It's something about the way my brain works. I just can't compute because I have to like visualize cubes and shit, and I try and move them around in my brain. I'm like, this is too fucked up. There's too many cubes, you know?
Well, it's a good thing you're a mechanic then. You don't really need math too much. I don't think.
I need a little bit,
just
but
a little
just
bit.
a really basic addition, subtraction type shit, you know.
Or adding fluids in,
Stuff like that. Yeah, knowing conversion rates and stuff.
Yeah. So you said you're in the racing game.
No, I used to be. I'm out now.
I know, but that was down in
Neosho. We had a really sick street racing scene. Neosho.
Neosho. Okay.
Neosho.
Neosho.
We had a really.
Sounds like
there's a lot of
Japanese
hot cars.
bro.
It sounds cool, right? It's an Indian word.
Oh, is it?
Or Native American, sorry, excuse me.
Native American
excuse
word?
me, Native American term.
Hey, man, chill. Bro.
Yeah,
You're
no, I know.
You're on
but
to bring
somebody's
about,
going to
bro.
get in my comments.
Bro, you're on to bring about. You can say whatever the fuck you want, man.
I know, right?
You're
I
good,
know.
man. Dude, I think that whole wave is over, bro. There's still people in the fucking
I think so,
comment
too. A lot of
sections.
people are like, saying all kinds of fucked up shit online. They're like, I don't give a shit anymore.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I want
you
the
get
people...
my comments all you want. You're just making me money.
Yeah, and I want people that are with me. Like my people are
you
going to
be
come in
genuine.
line with me. Yeah,
genuine. Like with my content. If you've seen, I'm just doing my thing. You could love it, hate it, think I suck, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't worry too much about that shit.
It's not going to do you any good because if you could think, oh, I love my life and I'm a badass and all this, and then people could hate you, and if you feel like you feel awesome. Who gives a shit?
You can follow.
You could be immune to it. Everybody could hate you, and if you don't care, you just don't care. It's just that simple.
You could follow every politically correct route,
and someone will still think you're a piece of shit.
Exactly. Think you're a piece of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't worry about that. But when you're down there, how was the scene like? Because I know what the scene was in Kansas City.
The scene in Neosho is like, well, back in the day that I was racing, it was trucks versus tuners. Mm-hmm. So, because we're all on a budget, we all got like $3,500 cars. So we're not racing Z06 Corvettes or nothing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe one dude was, but most of us regular people had Honda Civic, Subaru, Kia, F-150, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And we would just push these little shitty cars, because we're 16, 17.
No Fox bodies?
No, one dude had one. He was cool as fuck. I think he had nitrous on the Fox body. That dude had money. Yeah, dude. I had enough money for some sway bars. I went $300, $600 for some sway bars, and I was like, that's it. It's built.
Well, the Fox body used to be the car where you could pick up a roller for like $1,500, and
now they're so expensive, like 20 G's. Yeah, dude, you should see the price.
I didn't know they were that expensive. I seen one for like
nice ones
3 years ago, like $4,000. It was a roller, $4,000, $4 or $5,000. I was like, holy fuck!
I would have bought that.
I know, but like compared to 10 years ago when they were $1,500.
My current fastest car I own is a 2001 Honda S2000, 9,000 RPM red line. Sorry about that.
No, you're good, bro.
240 horsepower, naturally aspirated, rear wheel drive, 6-speed manual, and it's a convertible. Oh, and so I've got some sticky tires on it, and I just keep it stock because it's kind of like an investment piece. Like that car technically does not depreciate.
Yeah.
As long as I don't beat it up or drive it too much, it really kind of appreciates more than anything, or holds steady. So it's probably sitting in the garage in Neosho right now, probably worth a solid 15. Maybe if I cleaned up a little bit, worth 20.
Yeah.
And I just keep it around in case I need money, and I like driving it occasionally, but. Really, the thing that I go ape shit on is that little NB Miata. I mean, I put a Subaru EJ25 oil cooler on it. Every bolt-on modification I could possibly think of that I thought would help the car for autocross and stuff. I don't like autocross that much because the deal with the racing scene, like when you get into SCCA and all that, I want to drive like a fucking maniac, and they're like, you can't do that. I'm like, I thought we were racing. Like, I thought this was... go fast at all costs.
What type of racing is that though? I've never heard of that.
Autocross is like where you race around the cones. It's not that fun. So like, me and my buddy Drew want to go out to a track day.
So you guys are track guys, or you guys out in the street?
Well, no, we're track now. We're going to be in the track from now on.
Yeah,
but I stopped being on the street. I think I stopped being on the street probably 2019.
Yeah, but how was it like back then? Like you guys had
back in the day, we were doing point-to-point races. Through the back roads, so like
no roll
bumps,
racing.
Curves. We didn't have enough power to do any roll racing.
Right.
We did digs.
Yeah,
we did digs all day long.
Yeah.
So because roll racing, you could try and get somebody to roll race, but if I want to race at 30, it's bad for you. It's good for me. If he wants to race at 45, it's good for him. It's bad for me. So we could never convince each other to roll race each other.
The countless fights of, man, you're letting too much air out of your tires, or
exactly.
Oh, dude, you're spraying, man. You're not. What the fuck? You're fucking lying. You're
not stock. You're not stock.
Yeah, you're not stock. Those aren't bolt-ons.
Fuck no, I'm not stock.
Yeah.
No, I suspension modify my shit, so I don't really put a lot of money into the engine.
Yeah,
but I'm a type of dude who goes around the corner. I'm cooking around that corner. I'm doing 90.
Yeah, but even some of
mid-corner.
those guys that are pushing like fucking 1200 RPM or 1200 RPM, 1200
That's a
horsepower.
lot.
Yeah, or even let's say 800 horsepower, and they can't keep the fucking car down. It's just spinning out.
It's just a different strokes for different folks, you know. Like
but no one well, I'm not saying no one because they know, but like, why not put more money into your suspension? It's
well,
like, people forget that.
sometimes really smart dudes will build a car for like 1,000 horsepower, and they're like, yeah, we turn the boost down because it's really better. It's really a better car at like 600 or 700.
Oh god,
You know, so they'll build it for 12. So like overbuild. It's like under promise, over deliver. Same concept with an engine. You build 1,000 horsepower engine, and then you're drag racing at 600 horsepower all day long. So
why even do it?
Well, you do it because it's reliable. It's overbuilt. So like,
oh, I see what you mean. You're not redlining it.
Well, you're redlining it, and you're just beating the shit out of it. But it's built for a lot more than power than you're currently using on that platform.
So how would that create?
It's just more reliable because the engine's tougher than it needs to be, basically.
Okay.
You're not running it full power, you know?
Yeah, okay.
So like my Miata does 125 at the wheels.
So it's able to take the red line a lot better than you push it
yeah,
at the
you
max
could abuse it a lot more.
Yeah.
It's, you know, because like, you know as well as I do, you start racing, you're putting engines in every year.
Well, that's the thing I don't. So I would go watch. I'm not a gearhead. So I'm not like a guy that knows all the ins and outs. I work on my truck and my cars. I do brakes, rotors, shocks, tie rod, shit like that.
Well, you said you put an engine in.
No, I didn't. I bought the engine. I had somebody else put it in. But that was a time factor. So I had 2 cars at the time.
I have that problem too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just running out of time.
Now I have 3.
Okay.
So I'm thinking of, because I got some quotes on a transmission. I ended up calling like KQS or whatever it is, where they sell, basically they take engines and parts and shit like that out of cars, and then they'll resell them. You know, they'll send them through their
quality control.
checkpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I've seen a couple of transmissions, ranging from like,
I like the ones that are
2,800 to 1,800. So, yeah.
It's not bad.
So I'm thinking of buying it.
I spent like all in. I spent $4,000 on that transmission for my 3,500.
Oh, nice.
It was a $3,000 reman, and then I put $940 torque converter in it for towing with a lower stall speed. I was like, all right, maybe that'll work. Maybe I won't absolutely thrash it in 2 years. But
because the only thing wrong with that transmission is the reverse went out on it. That's it. It just dude. One day I'm backing out, and it goes into fucking limp mode basically.
Yeah,
and
limp mode's a bitch.
Yeah, and then I'm like, what the fuck? I've never had that turn on me before. Maybe I did when the engine started going out, but I just kept going back, and then pop. The fucking truck shook. And I was like, and then the reverse went out. I was like, I can't fucking go anywhere.
That pop was you blowing reverse.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And so I pop it back into drive works. I'm like, whatever. So I used it for a while.
So you drove it around. You're like, I don't know, fuck it.
Yeah, I was like, well, I just got to park in areas I don't have to reverse. So I did that for like a week. And then I ended up getting another car. But now it's nice because
that's probably why some people are parking like assholes. You imagine some dude parks in front of you and you're like, fuck, now I can't get out.
Oh, yeah. That would fucking suck. But yeah, so now I'm like, well, I'll just order the transmission. I'm thinking about just doing it myself because I've always wanted to.
It's fun.
You
would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well, you might not actually because you could drop it on your face and it might not be so fun. But
yeah, but somebody told me they're like, use a motorcycle jack. It'd be easy to take it down. I was like, I have one.
I don't know anything about motorcycles.
So the motorcycle jacks, they're not like a single point. It's got 2 bars.
Yeah.
Going about that.
Oh, that
long.
sounds sick. I gotta get one of those.
Yeah.
So perfect.
So they were like, use that instead of buying a transmission jack.
Fuck, I'm gonna get one. Those transmission jacks suck.
Yeah.
I bought
I'll show you
several of them
before you leave.
I bought several transmission jacks and I thought these are fucking junky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying out a new thing. I bought something off Amazon's 1,500 weight rating, 1,500 pound weight rating. Engine leveler. Like it's like 4 chains and a bar with a screw, so you can kind of like tilt it up or forwards or reverse, or like up or down kind of.
Yeah.
And the reason why I bought it is I'm looking at this Toyota 4.6 V8 in my garage, and I'm thinking, how the fuck am I going to pick this? How did this dude even pick this thing up? There's no hooks, and there's hoses and wires fucking all over the fucking place. I'm like, how did he pick it up, right? And so I'm reading online on the forums on Reddit. I'm like, people are like, these engine levelers, and you just find some bolt holes and take the fasteners out. Like, don't take the head bolt out or anything, but I would assume based on the engine they're using valve cover bolts, but that kind of freaks the shit out of me because they're really small.
Yeah.
But they are technically rated for quite a bit of weight, linear weight, stretch weight, not torsion.
Mm-hmm.
If you over tighten it and you kind of reef on it too much, you'll snap it no problem. But the tension that you're applying to it should be okay.
Right.
But I got to do some research before I pick it up.
Yeah.
And worst case scenario, I'll just throw some fucking ratchet straps on it. They're 10,000-pound test and just drop it in there.
Just drop it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about attempting it myself. You know, I think
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I can do them about 6 hours usually.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun, you know, and then pretty much, dude, I kept that truck because I'm like, why the fuck am I going to get rid of that truck? Like I beat up this truck already. I'm not going to get a new truck, spend like 80 grand for a fucking.
They're out of sight.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I mean, for what it is, that's out of sight.
And I've got a brand new motor in there that's 2 years old that I bought from fucking Advance Auto.
You're halfway done already.
Yeah.
Dude.
And it's like, all I got to worry about is the rear end. The rear diff's leaking all the time.
Yeah,
you
my
know?
rear
So
diff's leaking too. I thought I blew it up the other day on the way here,
Mhm.
like yesterday. I was like, fuck. I was hearing some like rattling noises. I was like, fuck, there goes the rear end.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to make it home. I'm going to have to call AAA. It turns out it's some exhaust bolts that are just rattling and just making a little rattle noise.
Noises.
Yeah, they're just vibrating.
Yeah, my problem is with the rear diff. You know, I started out with a small leak, which was fine. You know, I'd keep it topped off every like 6 months or whatever. But which, by the way, a little cheat code here for people who refill the rear diff: use the flexible bags. It's a pain in the ass to use that fucking plastic one.
I've never tried. I always use the ones where you got to pump them in, and I fucking hate doing that.
Oh no, I get the flex
Pain in the
bags at
ass.
AutoZone.
Oh fuck, I don't go
It's
to
like
AutoZone, so that's probably why I don't know they exist.
Yeah, it's just like a fucking. Well, I'm sure there's some other places, but it's just like a bag.
That sounds dope.
So
Yeah.
it fits in there nicely. Like I don't
Yeah.
have to like before.
You just kind of squish it in like
I'd have to like
toothpaste.
stick a funnel in there and then stick, you know, because it usually comes in like a hard bottle about yay
I know those
big.
bottles fucking
Yeah,
suck.
they fucking
and they have a
suck.
little
So you're
tip on
sitting
them,
there-
and you're like, this
Yeah.
is not gonna
Yeah, you
work.
gotta cut it open.
Yeah.
I just fucking unscrew that bitch and fucking
That's
pour it
funny
in there.
shit.
But yeah, and you know, rear diff fluid fucking stinks so bad.
Oh, it smell. That's why my boots are this brown color. They used to be
Mm-hmm.
a light brown, but I got transmission fluid on them. I got soaked from head to toe in transmission fluid.
fuck.
I like fucked up, and I didn't drain the transmission before I pulled it because I didn't want to like mess with the pan, mess up the seal and all this shit. Because I was trying to sell the core, and I ended up just getting totally fucking soaked. I mean, I was just rolling around
Yeah.
on the floor in kitty litter and transmission fluid.
Yeah. So really only the rear diff, man. I mean, that's all that really the last thing that'll go out because now it's coming out the fucking
Axle tube seals.
Yeah, the bushings. You know, so there's like fucking rear diff fluid all over the fucking inside of my tire. So yeah, yeah. So I'm like,
that's specifically what we don't want. We specifically don't want that.
Yeah.
Like the pinion gear seal. Who cares?
Yeah.
The pumpkin cover. Who cares?
Yeah.
But the axle seals.
yeah, the
that's a
axle
pain in the
seal.
ass.
Yeah, that's what it is. Axle seals.
I
that's
think
what it is.
I pretty sure, but I'm not sure.
yeah, getting
Not
close.
100%. I'd have to look at it, see if it even has a seal in the first place. I'm
No,
sure it does.
I think it does because that's what my
It's
buddy
got
Caesar
solid.
said. It was
It's got
axle
solid
seals.
axle going
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, really, I could probably change them out, but I think I'm going to need a press for that or something, to replace those seals.
You could probably get there's a kit you can put like a handle on the bearing driver
yeah.
seal driver
Kinda
kit
like
from
you do
Harbor
for
Freight.
the ball joints. Yeah.
Something like that. It's basically these little discs, and you attach a handle to it and just pound on it, and then you can just pound them in place.
Right. Yeah, kind of
What
like
I hate doing is rear main seals. I fucking hate those.
Well, kind of like you're taking lower ball joints out and you have that fucking socket tool where it like
the big
presses
ball
them
joint
out.
press tool. Yeah, I've got one of those.
Yeah. So like I'm thinking that, or just fucking make it simple. Swap the whole fucking thing out.
That's what I like doing. I'm like, oh, the axle seal's leaking? Fuck it, new rear end.
Yeah, new rear end.
Yeah,
bro.
fuck it.
Or fucking one with 100,000 miles on it. You know? What I
Yeah,
mean?
that's not bad. I like throwing a good used part, like a decent used part on a car.
Well, I was looking at a
if it's
tranny that
low
was
mileage.
like, yeah, I was looking at a tranny that was like 118,000 miles. I don't feel like that's bad because look at it this way. One, now the truck's my third car, right?
Okay.
So now
What's your daily driver?
my daily driver's gonna be that Kia,
Okay,
which
okay.
I get it. It's on borrowed time, but I keep it topped off. It shouldn't do. It
My
should be all
truck's
right.
been on borrowed time since I
Yeah,
first got in it.
Yeah, but the same. So it's like. I think I'll be all right. And also, too, like, it's going to be sitting there most of the time. I'm only really going to use it when I fucking need it.
You're one Uber away from just hopping in a brand new vehicle and just saying, fuck it.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I
And calling
got
the tow
one,
guy
but
and
I
you're like, listen, I need you to pick this up.
no, fuck that. I can't do another brand new vehicle, man.
No,
Hell
I don't believe in brand new vehicles,
Yeah.
except 2026 Honda S2000.
Yeah.
That thing, I might go ahead and get one of those.
Which one is that?
2026 Honda S2000. Like, I love my AP1 Honda S2000.
Mm-hmm.
Their rumors are they're going to put a Honda Civic Type R engine, which I think makes about 305 horsepower, and they're going to turbo it. I thought that's going to be ape shit. I need one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's your dream car.
Well, I've already got my dream car. I have it in my garage already.
Oh,
so I'm done with. I mean, my mom had the S2000 when it was brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, she bought it. I forget what year when she bought it, but it had 500 miles on it when she bought it.
Really?
It's been in the family the whole time. My uncle had it for a little bit. Now it's mine. I bought it with Dogecoin, paid off the rest of the car note from
Dogecoin
early
guy.
2000s.
Dogecoin guy?
I got in and out at just the right time.
Did you? Fuck.
I got from a tip from a friend. My friend said, "Listen, right now I need you to put some money in here and then hold for like 2 weeks and then cash out." He knew everything before anybody else did.
Really?
I got some good people on my phone. You feel me?
Oh fuck, man.
And he was like, "Put as much as you possibly can in."
I haven't
I
had
put
good
400
luck,
in. I
dude.
pulled out like over 2,000.
I haven't had good luck, but I need friends like what you're saying, dude.
I'm
Like,
actually.
it's kind of
for,
who you know. It's not what you know.
It is
you know
who
what I
you
mean?
know more
Yeah.
than. I mean, I got some connections. I had a dude tell me, one of my friends. He's like, I said he offered me some money because I thought I was gonna need some help for these vet bills. I was like, I might have to sell something I got. You got any of these cars you
So
want?
you don't smoke, right?
Yeah, I'll smoke a little bit,
Oh, there we go.
just a little bit though.
My
Otherwise, I'll
guy.
get too nervous.
My guy, yeah. I don't want you getting nervous.
Well, people are always handing me that fucking gas and then not telling me. You know?
Oh, well, then just take yeah, that's good. But
Yeah. See that? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, right? You're like,
yeah.
yeah. It's
I don't
funny.
like that because I don't get like retarded high, bro.
I don't
hate
get
that
retarded.
shit.
I just like a little bit. Like for weed, it's like a compliment to the alcohol.
Like right now, I took like 4 or 5 puffs, dude. I'm good.
You're like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I don't like
getting
getting dumb high. Like I used to get really stupid high, crazy tripping high.
Yeah, when I was young, I used
Me
to do that
too.
shit.
I did
hated
that, and then it stopped giving me the same type of effect that I wanted. Like I used to love it, and I could smoke it, and I was feeling calm and funny and giggly and sleepy, happy, hungry, and all this. And after, as I got older into my late 20s, it started turning into like you smoke it, immediate anxiety unless it's a small amount.
Yeah, I don't like that. And even now,
That's why I'll drink it with I'll smoke it with the beer.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, kind of.
that way I got the alcohol to calm me down, and then the weed kind of like pick me up a little bit. It's kind of like
Nah, dude.
mixing
We need
uppers
to
and
fucking- We need
lowers.
to take a shot, bro. You fucking
sounds
down for a
good.
shot of Fireball?
Yeah, I am. Let me use the restroom real
Yeah,
quick.
no, yeah. Let's take a break.
Yeah, let's take a quick break.
But no, we were talking about favorite cars before we went to the break. But by the way, what the fuck, dude? I just smoked one of
Next
those.
Original out of Canada.
Yeah, show the camera that shit. This one right here. Holy fuck, dude! I've
Next
never
Original
seen
with the it's got the dual pocket here.
What the fuck, bro? You're a serious smoker if you got one of those. What's it say on it? A stroke can what?
It'll kill you, basically, is what it says. No, it says
Ah.
warning: cigarettes cause strokes. A stroke can lead to brain damage and death, which we already know, and we do not care.
Yeah. We definitely don't.
We definitely don't care. I mean, almost like good riddance. Like if I keel over dead right now, I'm like, not bad.
I know, but everybody says that until you see somebody with lung cancer. And
No, I don't want that. I want to
Yeah.
die immediately and like permanently.
Yeah, probably not though.
I probably won't. I'll probably
Yeah.
be in the hospital for like 8 months.
Coughing
and then I'll
on blood.
coughing
Yeah.
until I die,
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's fucking. That's just the bad side of it, dude. I do see
is
that
the bad
side. It's
side,
like
yeah.
I see people that go through that shit, and I'm like, fuck.
You're like, I'm going to get that for sure.
Maybe I don't smoke cigarettes as much. That was my first cigarette, and like, fuck, I don't even know how long,
You
dude.
got the tax stamp on here too, the little Canadian leaf.
Do they all sell them like that in boxes?
The cigarettes in Canada so I was in Toronto this winter, last winter, and they do not keep, like in America, we have the cigarettes just like on display and they are bright and colorful.
Yeah, they don't do that.
In Canada, they got the pictures of what it's going to do to you, and then they're like hidden from view.
Oh,
so
that's
they're not,
a lung on it. I was wondering what that was.
That's a picture of a brain that they cut
Oh,
in
brain.
half. Yeah,
Oh, it looked like a balled up aluminum foil.
you can't tell what it is because they smoke too many cigarettes.
I didn't know it fucked up your brain.
It fucks everything up. It's really bad for you.
Oh, is it?
I don't care. I don't care at all.
Come on, dude. Stop, man.
Yeah.
Stop. We want you to live. We want you to live, bro.
Yeah.
We need you to fix cars.
Yeah.
You fucking dived
I
into
have
a
a-
rooster or what, man?
Yeah. Give me.
Filled her back up.
Let's do it. What do you got in there?
Okay.
Fireball?
Yeah, I got the fireball.
Dope.
Is this fireball? Yeah, Dom put fireball in it, I think. Yeah.
Fireball's like one of my choice drinks, and I had to swap to tequila because I figured it'd be more healthier. Like healthier, not more healthier. God damn.
More
healthier. Just straight up healthier.
Just
Yeah.
straight up healthy?
Yeah.
I don't think any of it's healthy. I don't know.
Well,
They have an argument for tequila, but
Well,
I don't
I'm like a dude. I struggle sometimes, So I reach out for the cigarette and the alcohol,
Yeah.
and in moderation, of course, because if you go out of control, then you just feel even worse than you did before you started. You
That
know,
is
you
true.
think you're struggling now. Try being on the floor, drunk and crying.
Yeah. You don't
Appreciate
I've
it,
had plenty
dude.
of those.
Oh,
Man.
You gotta do a fire and ice.
Oh, the fire and ice.
That was actually pretty good.
The demon semen.
That's a good one.
Yeah. No, there used to
I'll
be
have to pull that from the back of my brain sometime.
there used to be a fucking shot called the Demon Semen. It was Fireball and horchata. Yeah, the rum chata. Rum chata. Yeah, they used to call it Demon Semen. I've always been a Fireball fan, dude. It's fucking great. I don't care what anybody says.
Me too.
It's fucking great.
And it is
And it's something
goes
you can
down
drink
smooth.
all year round, not
Yeah.
just fall. Because you have your fall time type beers and your fucking summertime type beers.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually fall, winter time, I go straight for dark beers like Dunkels and
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a dark beer. Samuel Adams, shit like that, like darker beers, But summertime, I gotta have that light shit, that mango carts or fucking garage beers or
the garage beer's dope.
yeah, it's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, I like
I
it.
fucking like it. Huh?
Tweez.
Oh yeah, fucking
Tweez.
Julian's a Twisted Tea guy,
Yeah.
dude. How many times we fucking shotgun Twisted Teas over the weekend? This fucking guy.
Oh, people are always trying to get me a shotgun. Like back at the parties in high school, I'm like, if I shotgun, there's gonna be puke everywhere.
Really?
Oh, I just have a weak stomach, so I'm prone to if I smell something like dog poop or whatever, I'll just straight up
Good thing we
puke.
didn't shotgun on the fucking podcast.
Yeah, no
let's
joke.
shotgun on the podcast right now. Let's see
The
this
puke
shit.
everywhere. No, no, I'm,
Teas are usually not carbonated.
Yeah.
that is probably way easier.
I don't know. We're gonna have him shotgun on water. What would mean you a shotgun of beer?
Yeah, like quick hydration break. Just shotgun of water as fast as you can.
Dude, I'm a beer water guy now. So I'll drink a beer and then I'll drink a water. And then
Yeah.
drink a beer and drink a water.
That's how technically that's how you're supposed to do
That's how
it.
you're supposed to, yeah.
That's how you're supposed
Oh,
to.
and then I got life hack from him. He drinks a liquid IV at the end of the night before he goes to bed.
I'm always drinking Body Armor like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Body armor. Yeah, this dude knows everything about it. He's just a fucking alcoholic. He just doesn't want to
I'm
admit
definally an alcoholic for sure.
it. Part-time.
Part-time alcoholic.
Yeah, part-time,
I like
yeah.
that. I'll use that next time. Yeah, part-time alcoholic.
Definitely in denial, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I've accepted I am an alcoholic, but I'm not a get drunk and beat everybody up type alcoholic. I'm gonna get drunk and I'm gonna go play some Ark Survival
Yeah.
Ascended on the PS5.
Yeah, I'm like I want to fucking hug you and give you a kiss on the forehead and like fucking tell you how much I love you. type guy.
And that's a bad thing somehow.
Yeah, and I don't know. I haven't had any issues. I'm sure I've been super annoying many times. Yeah.
Well, but when you're at the bar and that dude comes up and hugs you and he says, "Oh, I love you, man. You're so cool."
Fucking
That dude is
I
not.
fucking love you, bro. Like you were fucking there for me, dude. Like I appreciate that shit. That type of speech.
Mhm,
Yeah.
yeah. I've had some of those before. I've been that dude a couple times.
Yeah. Oh fuck, a couple times. Fuck, dude.
Probably
Those are-
every Thanksgiving
Yeah,
on the,
those
on
are
the
rookie
dot,
numbers,
know.
dog.
Yeah.
You got to get those up, dude. You got to fucking live, man.
Oh man, I'm trying. It's hard. It's hard because I feel like I'm supposed to be a certain type of dude who just.
Well, no, you
work
can't do
hard,
it anymore,
you
bro.
know?
You're 28. You're
I
done.
know. That's what I
You're
thought.
done. Well, actually, I don't know. This fucking guy. What are you doing?
I'm self-employed.
27?
28.
Yeah, you're 28.
Yeah.
He's 27.
Until you're 30.
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
way I look at stuff right now, for a lot of stuff, I'm basically just retired.
Yeah.
I'm retired from professional alcoholic,
Yeah.
retired from the street,
Oh, yeah. Could put
retired
shoes away.
from the dating pool,
Yeah.
retired from
Which isn't good
apartments
from
and all
what
that.
I hear. How's the dating pool out there, Dom?
Terrible.
Or Dom?
I'm
Julian?
holding on to my
Damn it.
girlfriend for dear.
Dom's
fucking
loving
life.
this. If Dom watches this, he's going to love this. He's like, you can't forget my name. It's terrible? Not good?
I don't want to go back out there. I'm telling you. I remember being 23 and being single for like 1 year, and I was like, I'm going back to my ex.
Dude, it's terrible because everyone just out
That's
there.
a cool decanter, right?
I don't know what it is. I bought it at the garage sale. I just
I
seen it
love
was
it.
a rooster.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was actually going to be a gift, and I ended up just keeping it. I used to have a bonsai tree here and a fucking rooster, and it was supposed to symbolize the balance between like fucking
Nature and Fireball.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, like nature and Fireball, bro. Fucking
Man's creation,
yeah,
Fireball, and nature,
yeah,
the
pretty
bonsai
much
tree. Yeah.
peace and fucking hell, But no, yeah, I fucking used to have both of them here. The fucking bonsai tree died on me twice. I had two of them, so I was like, I kept forgetting it down here. Fucking week later, I'm like, fuck. And I walk down here all the time. I would just forget it was here, and then so it never got any sunlight, so I'd forget. But
The only thing I like growing is cactus because you water it once a month. You're like, oh fuck, and then you give it a little, like, tiniest bit of water. And it's
how much
like, I
light
love
does
that.
it need?
I should put them in the windowsill and forget about it. Windowsill.
I wonder if I can keep one down here, but put a light over it.
Probably. I could ask my girlfriend. She's big. She's got a green thumb. She's
got a
always
green
growing.
thumb?
Always growing stuff. We got gardens in the backyard.
Oh,
and
do
making
you?
salsa out of it and shit.
What?
Yeah.
That's my next move.
Her salsa's crazy.
Yeah, that's
I
my
mean, I
next
ate
move.
the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, you got like planter beds or whatever.
We got like these little, we took some boards and we put some topsoil on them.
Right,
and then,
right.
Like various types of pest protection. So like my favorite one is the one where we've got a cube frame over it and like not chicken wire, but like the really small grid. It's like 1 centimeter cubed.
Yeah,
Square,
no, it's
square.
what
It's not cubed. It's
Yeah, no, oh, it's cubed. It's fuck, what is that shit called? I don't remember what it's called, but it's on my chicken coop right now. I know what you're talking about. It's stronger. It's not like chicken wire where it's all fucking flexible. And
yeah,
shit
it's way
and
better.
Fucking, yeah,
way,
it's way
way
better.
superior.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's what I use on the basically the windows of the chicken coop. The run
To protect them. Do they have a little place where they can like run and hide?
Yeah,
if the hawk comes down or something, or
well,
I don't know what their predators would be.
The coop's open right now,
Okay.
So they can run in there, and I have like a little automatic door. It raises up when the sun comes up. Yeah, like a little bit before the sun comes up, and then it goes down after the 30 minutes after the sun goes down.
That is fucking cool. It's like a chickens
Self-sustained.
with their own garage door.
Bro. I ain't gotta do shit. Fucking just let them out.
What do they eat?
Fucking whatever's out there. All the bugs. No, well, we have food too, though. So they have a feeder, and basically you fill that up. Like a month or two later, you got to fill it up again. But they just roam and peck at the fucking ground all goddamn day, bro, and bathe in the mud.
My
like
girlfriend would so dig that.
Yeah,
I got to convince her.
Get some, bro. You can have like 6 in the city.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I like eggs. I'm always making egg sandwiches and shit.
You just have to set it up right, bro. Some of these fucking assholes that have chickens and roosters and shit, and they'll shove them in a fucking little ass coop because Amazon will be advertising a small ass coop, bro. And they'll be like, yeah, 4 chickens can fit in there. Yeah, with no space. Like they'd be literally just standing there. You know what I mean? How fucked up that is, bro?
This is something we could delve into. Like, I shoot a lot of guns, right?
Yeah.
Never been a hunter. I've killed 2 animals my entire life.
You should go.
Well, I don't want to kill unless it's in self-defense. If they're not trying to hurt me.
What about for meat?
For meat? Supermarket, bro. We're well past that.
Right. But
well, I mean, if I'm in Alaska and I need food, I'll kill anything I see,
But what about that beef? You could be
I like venison a lot.
Yeah.
But
well, I'm just saying you could be not contributing to commercial farming. Not saying I don't, because I buy meat as well.
I get
but
that.
You could buy less if you were able to harvest your own meat.
I could, but and
they have to be managed at some point. You can't let them get out of control.
Well, I know that the deer are technically a pest in this area of the country.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about a pest, but they have to be managed. So if they're not, you're going to see them like you do in the city where you can't hunt. They're going to be hitting cars and fucking running through people's fences and shit.
Straight up, I hadn't thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about the other side of that. Like I like there is sustainable practices and.
Well, you have to think about it. There was a point where these populations were really low, and since like the DNR and like Missouri's Department of whatever the fuck it's called, like that deals with the whole like where you buy your hunting tags and they do all the stuff in the public lands and stuff like that. They take care of all that shit. I mean, this is when you're buying this stuff. This is where your money's going to, and since that's been developed. It's created higher populations for these animals because they're monitored and controlled now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're able to know, I mean, to an extent, there's going to be people that hunt without permits, but you know how many people are hunting, you know how many deer are getting harvested to an extent, and then you're able to set limits and stuff like that to be able to control that population because they kind of have an idea. How they get that information, I have no idea. I'm guessing flying drones everywhere and
it's a good
trying
question.
to take count as much as they can.
They probably have a math problem as to how they solve that.
I'm sure it's a hypothetical, like it's a close guess. You know what I mean? In approximately 50,000 deer or whatever.
And they're like we've
in an area.
Like 20,000 cars this year have hit deer, so probably they're not extinct right now.
Right. And that's the issue. It's like if you don't manage those deer, that's why I think they need to have. And they have urban hunting, and they have like managed hunts where you can go and
urban hunting.
Yeah, where you can have like parks and stuff like that. Yeah, they have a urban hunting season, and so certain locations like you can go to certain places and be able to hunt. Or you can get managed hunts where you can go like to parks and stuff like that. You have an actual, but you got to get drawn for that.
Well, I know you can go to the conservation department, like over in Neosho where I'm from. I was all up in because you're a young dude. You're like, well, I'm not supposed to smoke weed; it's illegal. I'm not going to smoke it in the living room at my house, right? Because my dad doesn't like it, and then obviously I'm like 16, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go out to the local Missouri Conservation Department, secure a piece of land where there's horse trails and stuff, and you go out and smoke weed deep in the woods,
Yeah.
So that was a lot of me growing up, is smoking weed in the woods, with my friends
Getting
in a
weird.
hammock,
Yeah.
just setting up a hammock, maybe setting up a quick little fort or something.
Yeah.
One time I got caught in a rainstorm. I threw up some, I think they're Italian military shelter halves, which are like survival equipment for making tents and stuff, like throwing up a real quick survival tent. Like I used to, I'm kind of a prepper, sort of.
Oh, really?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, I like to prepare, yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been
just
down this.
in case.
I've been down this rabbit hole of nuclear fallout survival. Yeah.
Oh, we don't want that to happen. We don't want to go there.
Well, so I grew up, dude, and I've always been fascinated with like
it'll
prepper,
create an ice age, you know?
prepper shows, and like so I've watched these like
Survivor Man and stuff.
Well, like that, but like Doomsday Preppers. Remember when that was big on like National
watching that
Geographic,
too, yeah.
or Discovery? I think
Yeah,
it
I
was.
used to watch. Discovery's a little bit more wild, yeah.
Dude, Discovery was the shit.
They had all the cool shit.
Bro.
Yeah, I just got done watching Moonshiners on HBO.
Moonshiners was the shit, bro.
It's the shit.
Yeah.
I used to fall asleep to that every night because, like, every night, in order for me to like get to bed, I'm like autistic borderline. Like I'm like I need to watch the Fat Electrician Military History on YouTube and eat ramen and then promptly go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll use like certain types of stuff to go to sleep because I have a hard time sleeping.
Yeah.
Like I'll wake up in the middle of the night, or I won't get a full night's sleep, or wake up too early or too late or whatever.
Yeah. That's probably. Are you still on that shit from the?
I'm on an SSRI for bipolar.
Yeah.
And then I'm on a medication to keep me from puking up the original medication, the SSRI.
Oh.
So.
Fuck.
So it messes with my brain chemistry, tries to, the idea, honestly, between you and me and everybody watching this,
Yeah, the 5.
I don't know if it even works, frankly,
Yeah.
because I feel just the same I did when I wasn't on the pill at all.
Uh-huh.
This is like an experimental drug, damn near. It's not a very old drug. It's a relatively new one that I'm on. It's called Latuda, or Lurizidone or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not even convinced it even does anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a placebo for me.
Maybe.
Because it doesn't make me feel any kind of way. I don't feel any kind
They'll
of way.
just tell you, they'll be like, give them
they're
more.
like, this fixes it. I swear to God,
Up his milligrams.
That's what I do every couple of years. Every couple of years, I go up about 10 milligrams but then the problem is I try and up the milligrams as slow as possible so that I can extend the lifespan of the usable,
Right.
Effect of the medication,
Yeah.
And then I'll have to swap to something else. And a lot of these pills they're prescribing, all they do is just dumb you down to the point where you can do nothing. You can't even function,
Yeah.
For bipolar in particular. They're trying to give you stuff.
I remember a kid in high school telling me about that because he was on the Concerto stuff. And he was like, dude, he was telling me, we're in high school, bro. We're kids. And he's like, dude, sometimes I don't even take this shit. He's like, I know I kind of bounce off the walls, but I'd rather have that than feel dead inside. And I was like, holy shit, bro.
I felt like a robot for years. I felt like a in-out.
He's like, I feel like I have no drive. I'm like, fuck, dude. Get off that shit.
I felt like that's...
Go pick up a fucking ball and kick it around or something, dude.
Yeah.
Wear yourself out or something.
Sports are good. Sports are good for people.
Did you not play sports growing up?
I was a runner.
Oh, nice.
So I can run.
You have a build like a runner.
I'm built like a distance runner for
Dude,
sure.
Yeah, you look like you could
I can run forever.
Yeah, like I could give you a letter right now and you could fucking
I could run to wherever, yeah.
Yeah.
Like we would regularly run like over 10 miles.
City or St. Joe. I bet you could run that shit right now.
I could probably right now. I don't know how well I would do if it depends on what pace. Like we used to run 6-minute mile for like 10 miles.
Really?
So we were cooking. Yeah.
Yeah, you were one of those. Remember a long time ago when that's how messages were just fucking sent out?
That's the type of dude I would have been.
Yeah,
I would have been that dude.
You kind of look like that guy, bro.
I would have been my job to just run like shit for like as long as I could, and then take a little break, and then run like hell again.
Oh shit, that's
yeah.
hilarious.
I don't require a lot of calories either. I try and get 2,000 calories in my body a day.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of days where I don't get that 2,000 calories.
Yeah.
Just because I don't require a lot. I'm efficient.
I
drink a lot of Gatorade. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just drinking liquid calories instead of food,
You said I drink a lot of Gatorade. It's like fucking 40 grams of sugar. You're like,
just eat a candy bar and go out and swap an engine.
Just eating a bag of sugar this entire time.
Yeah, I keep chocolate on hand. So, like, I keep survival equipment in the truck. I keep rounds.
Oh, shit.
I keep targets. I keep magazines.
Yeah.
I keep... I limit the amount of weapons, mainly knives and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah,
I try and keep my weapons either on my person or in the house.
Yeah, well, on your person for sure.
Always, yeah.
You got to, bro.
Always.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Even me, bro. I don't rely on fucking training. Fuck that. I'm carrying a gun, bro. What the fuck? I don't want to tussle with you.
Hey,
You stab me with a dirty needle or fucking knife.
I'm pretty good with some 115 grain 9mm from about 25 yards.
There you go.
I can get about 10 of those 16 on the paper.
Fuck, you need 25 yards. Most shit happens right in front of you.
Oh, yeah. Right in front of me. I will not miss.
Yeah,
I will be able to place it left, right eyeball, left eyeball, right eyeball. You know, you pick, you know.
Yeah. So, like, most of them fucking, like, you know, it's usually going to be in a scenario where they're pretty
less than 30 feet.
Close. Yeah. Fuck, less than that. I'm telling you, I think I looked this up last time. Like, most self-defense scenarios, it's like literally within like a couple of fucking arms reach.
That's why I carry knives.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna stab somebody.
Well, I got a neck knife on. I got a razor blade in my pocket.
Yeah.
You know, and I figure I swapped from a folding knife with a hilt, which with a 3.98 inch blade, which is very specific number.
Yeah.
But 3.98 inches is just under the legal limit for a concealed blade on your person in the state of Missouri. So I would carry just under the legal limit.
Yeah.
Because it's deep enough it could reach you with the heart in one strike.
See, I pay attention to that, but to an extent.
You're like, I can't put a sword in my backpack, sure.
Well, I'm just like, if it becomes a scenario where I'm about to die, I'll face the legal matters afterwards.
We'll survive and then deal with court later.
Deal with that shit later,
exactly.
bro. You know what I mean? There's so many goddamn gun laws, which is insane. It's like, I can't keep up with it. I'm just going to carry what feels right, you know?
Yeah, which for me is a Smith & Wesson, 16 rounds, 124 grain, hollow point, 6 hour.
And all I need is a Glock 43.
Yep.
I'm good.
I mean, I get it. I just don't leave home without it.
Depends on what area I'm in, though. You know?
Well, I mean, yeah.
You know, if I'm in certain areas where I know they're carrying around fucking chops
might
in the
bring a
backseat of their
shotgun or
car,
something, yeah.
Yeah, I might have the AR in the back. I don't know. It might be there.
I'm working on my AR. I've got a low receiver from PSA, right? Palmetto State Armory. And I haven't bought a single part for it because I'm like just overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God, what if my clearance is off? What if my clearances and my, you know, my math is wrong? And
get you a fucking bore laser sight. That's what you should do. That's what I have.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because you can sight it in. You can take it in the backyard and just put up a fucking quick reflective target.
If I'm reaching for the AR, we're already at war. Because if you're at a self-defense engagement distance, I will be using a shotgun.
Yeah.
You know, if that's available. And if, of course,
shotgun I keep at home. Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, carry whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't matter. But me personally, I just keep shotgun at home. But
it's great home defense.
Yeah. And really, I mean, what I usually keep near me is my Glock 17 when I'm asleep. So that's usually what's out.
What kind of holster you like?
I don't. I use a clip. So
like the one that covers the trigger and you just put it on the belt?
No, the one that, you know, that back piece that you can change out of the Glocks?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
You put a clip on that?
Yeah, you can take it out and you insert the one for the clip, and it has 2 bolts you screw into it, and so it just clips onto my waistband.
Minimalist. I like it.
Because I can't do holsters, dude. They bother me. They fucking they kind of bulge a little bit. I don't like that. Yeah. So what I just use that, the clip, and I have a trigger guard. And that's clipped to my belt loop. And so when I pull the pistol out, the trigger guard comes with it.
Okay.
And it comes off. So I don't have to worry about taking it off, nothing. As soon as I draw, it just
nice.
clicks right off. So it's pretty nice.
Well, if my everyday carry is going to be a Smith & Wesson pistol, 16 rounds. And then, you know, if I feel like, you know, obviously for home defense, I'm going to reach for that shotgun. I've also got a 105-pound German Shepherd on steroids. Yeah, she takes steroids every day.
Really?
Yeah, because she has Addison's disease, so she'll die without it.
Oh, really?
But as a side effect, she's really bulky looking.
I like that.
She's pretty quick too. She can run fast.
Yeah, having her lift and shit. Fucking tie some weights.
I'm always working her out. I'm like, let's take advantage of these steroids that you Ronnie absolutely have to be on. You know. She's my lock screen. I would show you my phone's off, obviously, but she's adorable.
No, you have some pictures on your Instagram.
I love her to pieces. I love her so much.
Yeah, I had a German Shepherd for 11 years, man. I lost him.
It's a good lifespan, though.
Yeah, here on the 30th. Yeah, it just sucks. You're never ready to let him go. You know what I mean?
I would,
Thank God though I got to, because I've heard some like 5, 6, 7 years. You know what I mean? Like some of them like hip dysplasia is really bad in those dogs, and just But yeah, man, I had him, and he passed away almost a year to this date because June 30th will be a year.
I'm sorry. I know that's a big loss.
Yeah, dude, fuck, man.
It's a huge loss. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine my life without my dog.
Yeah, I know. It was hard too because he was my first dog. I bought him in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So, first ever house, first dog, been with me through fucking so much, dude. Like so much, man. Like just hard days, hard nights. Just.
That's what they're good for.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like they just sit there and they fucking make you feel
sit
better.
in that spot in your heart where you just a human really can't touch, you know?
And it's weird because when I go out there now, like he's not there, and he was always there. Mow the yard, he's right there. Fucking outside, he's right there. Inside on the couch, he's right there. So it's weird whenever it was weird for a while when I would walk in and then he just like he's not there waiting for you at the door.
When my dog eventually, we know she has a health condition. We've extended her lifespan significantly.
That's
She's
good.
So
how old is she?
She's 6 right now.
Oh, okay.
So, and I'm thinking,
yeah,
you're over halfway, and I'm not prepared for it. I got to prepare myself the best I can for the next 3, 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
But
that's all you can do, man.
I mean, all I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to give her the absolute most amazing life I possibly can. Because I know that her lifespan's not the same as mine.
And I would recommend too is like what I feel like I kind of fucked up on to an extent, because it's hard to judge this, but knowing when to call it quits for them, because you have to make that decision for them. Like, bro, I literally had like a test that we printed off, and like you filled out this questionnaire, and it would kind of give you from the answers of the condition of your dog. Like they can't tell you to go do it, but they'll tell you like kind of where he's at. And it's like, but you ultimately make the decision because you're there with them. You can see the difference between them when they were healthy and not. And I mean, once you have your dog laying there and it doesn't want to get up because its hips are just hurting. I mean, he had I don't know if I feel like it was his hips, because when they looked at him and they did all their tests and shit, I mean, he had 2 ACL surgeries. He couldn't stand anymore. It was like all his joints were like deteriorating, and his hips were going out. And so like he would get up and then fall and get up and fall.
It's a quality of life decision.
Yeah. And it's like, once you start like defecating on yourself and stuff, and like, you're not even like and I would see him like he was sad, you know what I mean? Like, he was like,
because he remembers being a puppy,
Yeah, well, no, he was literally looking at me, and he's like, "What the fuck, man? Like, I'm shitting like I could tell, like it's weird because we had that bond, like he even knew, like, why the fuck am I shitting myself right now, and at that point you're just like, I gotta take him, and I gotta.
It's a tough thing to go through, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but unfortunately, they don't live for 80 years like we do.
I know, sucks.
They're better than humans.
Dog.
Yeah.
Good dog.
Never met a human I liked as much as my dog.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I met some good people, but definitely some shitty ones out there.
Well, you just gotta, try and win them over, I guess. I mean, I meet a lot of people that don't respect me.
Yeah.
And not that you don't need to respect me to be a customer here.
Yeah.
But if you don't respect me, this is maybe not going to be beneficial for either you or me, you know, because I'm not going to be at my top best performing game if somebody's cussing at me and telling me I suck the whole time I'm working on the car, and they're 4 feet from me telling me that they could do it if they tried. They just don't have any tools. You
have people that hover?
Oh, every single client I've ever had in my entire career watches me like they're watching fucking TV. Yeah, I mean, they're watching every single bolt,
I'll go
every
in and
move.
check in on somebody who's working on, like, not my car, but like at the house or something. I go and check, hey, everything good, man? You guys need anything?
Beer or anything?
Yeah. Or I'll just look at like what they're doing, because I will look, because I do some of the work, so I kind of will look and see what they're doing. But I'm not like, you're doing that wrong, you're doing that wrong, because in the end, if it's wrong, you got to fix it. So I mean, it's like, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, if I know you, I'll try, or if I notice it and I feel 100% confident, I'll tell you. But like, let them do their job. if it doesn't work out, I mean, that's a gamble you took.
Well, you can always sue them.
Yeah.
You can always sue them in small claims court.
Yeah, but
It's
that's a fucking
bullshit,
pain in the
not
ass.
worth it. Pain in the ass,
not worth it at all. But like sometimes you take an L, man. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna win every single time you fucking hire somebody for a service.
Yeah.
You're gonna take a fucking L. But to hover over them, it's stupid.
I had to get over that early on. I'm like, you know what? They're going to watch. And the deal is I have to be so accurate, so perfect. So when I clock in, I have to be so focused.
I know, but I don't like that because I feel like if I personally don't, and ask that individual, the individual that's watching you, what if I do this to you at your job? You know what I mean? Like I get it. This is your car and you're paying for it.
Yeah.
But what
Doesn't
if
mean it's reality TV.
But what if your boss said that? What if he goes, I'm fucking paying you. I'm writing your check. I'm going to stand behind you and watch every fucking move that you're doing. It just makes no sense at all. And anything, you're probably being counterproductive. He's probably going to move slower because you're making him nervous. Now he's fucking second guessing himself on certain things because you're standing, or he's irritated. You know, he's like, what the fuck? You know, it's just weird to have eyes on you like that when you're trying to work.
I had a dude recently and, he hovered over me so severely. I was like, you know what? I don't want to, you're good to go. It's fine. It's fixed, but I don't want to fix it again. Because I told him, I was like, hey, how would you feel if you were trying to work on something really important, really expensive, and some dude is literally 3 feet behind you watching every move you make? And he's like, oh, yeah, haha, sorry. And then he walks away. And like 2 minutes later, he comes back and he starts watching again. I'm like, did you just not hear me or something? You know?
Yeah, it's weird, dude.
Like when people do, like how you're saying, they give like an occasional checkup. Hey, you need a water? You want XYZ, whatever type of friendly bribe they're giving me. Those are my favorite clients because they get it. You know, it's stressful. Right. I could make a engine no worky type of mistake quite easily if I don't do my job correctly. If I drop a bolt in the wrong spot, we're taking the engine apart.
Right.
You know, I have to be focused.
Yeah, definitely. I've never understood that, man, and I can't imagine. I'm sure you've had to been in some weird situations where.
Oh my God, I've seen some shootouts at work.
What?
I saw a dude first time I ever go to Power and Light. Right. I go there, I'm smoking a cigarette, I'm having a good time. They shoot the place up.
Oh, fuck.
Everybody's running like crazy, right? They're screaming, they're running, they're crying.
In Power and Light?
Straight up in Power and Light.
When the fuck did this
2020. I heard some gunshots and everybody started running, right? And of course I don't have my piece because they won't let me in with it. So I just don't go places I can't bring it now.
Yeah, shit's
you know? And like, so they're running. And since I've had some life or death, fight or flight type of scenarios previously, I'm just sitting there smoking, trying not to get trampled, by the railing. So they all run out until the place is basically empty. And I see the dude with the hole in his chest, shirt off, walking out, his friends carrying him. Police are everywhere.
What the fuck? What happened?
I don't know what happened, but
you didn't look up the story?
No, I didn't care. I was just like, get me the fuck out of here.
I'm talking about like days later, like what happened at Power and Light?
I was there. It was a shooting. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I just want to know what happened, you know?
I mean, I don't care what it was about, you know?
Yeah, shit.
And then, and I'm at another appointment in Raytown.
Backstory.
Some more, like stuff that happened. I was out at an appointment in Raytown, giving the keys back to the client on his front doorstep, right? I'm handing him his keys. He's paying. And then gunfire erupts behind me, not 50 feet from me. Two dudes are running down the street on opposite sides of the pavement of the street, right? Tripping and falling over and both running in the same direction trying to shoot each other. And, I'm a pretty cool-headed dude, so I turn over to my customer. I said, you armed? He says, yes. I said, me too. If they come over here, it's going to be a problem. If they stay over there, it's going to be fine.
Did you say it in that voice?
Precisely like that. I was just way too calm,
bro. Are you a serial killer?
No, but I've had a lot of instances where my life has been in danger previously.
Really?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah,
man, talk to me.
Made like 20 maybe.
20?
Like a lot.
What the fuck?
Well,
are you the problem or are they the problem?
I'm definitely the problem. I'm definitely, looking back on it, I'm the problem. I get involved with people I shouldn't. I do things I shouldn't. I won't admit to any crimes, obviously, because we can't do that. But I've seen some action for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait a while for that one.
Yeah, we gotta wait. We gotta wait nice 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
I'll be dying. I'm like, I did blah blah blah. Yeah.
There you go.
But I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything serious. It's just I've just just been the wrong place, wrong time type shit.
I feel you.
Just bad luck. But you're doing the wrong thing when you keep having bad luck fucking every 2 years.
Yeah, with the same individuals. Yeah.
Same type of environment. Yeah, and you need to go on,
change some
get
shit
into a
up.
better part of town or something,
Yeah, dude, that
Yeah.
shit's wild.
Like when I first started the mobile business,
Mhm.
I mean, I was the lowest of the low, the cheapest of the cheap, so I dealt with the worst of the worst.
Oh, I bet.
And so that's why I ran into those
Sketchy
situations.
areas, yeah.
And at night too. And so people come home from work, how like we're drunk right now. It's like 8:33.
Mm-hmm.
We step
I'm
outside.
not drunk. You're drunk.
Well, yeah.
I just fucking.
I'm like, am I drunk?
Yeah,
Fuck,
we're both a little zilched.
Yeah, well, I'm feeling that fireball.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I wasn't feeling the beers, but I took the fireball. I'm like, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I feel good right now.
Yeah, I feel pretty good.
I feel pretty confident, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go fucking take apart that transmission.
If I had my truck, bro, it'd be 6 hours later. It'd be back in.
I'm fucking with you, dude.
Yeah. But I actually do shit like that, like straight up, like how you're joking about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my life. I'm like, I drink a few beers. I'm like, fuck it, let's pull this engine out.
Yeah, let's do that
And I
shit.
do. I actually do pull it out. Yeah.
Dude, those were the nights though, man. We used to have a buddy with a shop all the time, or a shop, and we'd hang out there all the time, and he'd have a lift, and he'd be working on cars and shit, and we'd just be getting fucked up, just talking, fucking. Oh, dude. So some of the shit, how many businesses we tried to start in that shop, bro? Like just fucking beer and Coke talk, bro. Like that was it. It was just shooting the shit, fucking talking till like 2, 3 in the morning. And dude, sometimes, dude, we'd walk out of there and the fucking sun would be coming up. I'm like, Jesus
That's the worst.
Christ,
You're like, now
bro.
I'm fucked. I'm not going back to bed.
Dude, I know, bro. I used to hate that. Dude, sometimes when I'd go outside and I'd forget and I'd see the birds chirping and the fucking sun
You're
coming
like,
up.
oh shit.
I'm like, God damn it, bro.
Now you got to get sober and like try and
Are
go
you
through
gonna
the
work the next day? Like in 30 minutes?
You walk into work, zooted off your ass. Yeah.
Fuck, bro. Oh, so many times I've had that shit. Have you ever had that shit, Joey?
Yeah.
Dude, that shit, worst fucking feeling in the world.
I've walked into work drunk a couple times.
Yeah, dude.
It's not fun. You're like,
and no, and then when the end of your shift starts coming, like you got 2-3 hours left, you're fucking
you're dead. Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
You're like, and minutes are taking hours. It's
Mhm.
like, fuck.
They're like watching from, 4:59 and it's like that for 2 hours. You're like, please
Mhm.
let me out of here so I can go to bed.
Yep.
Then you wake up next morning, 4 a.m. You're like, fuck.
Go home and just fucking crash.
Yeah.
Oh man, good times, dude.
Good times for sure. I mean, I've had some, like I was saying, I've had some action type instances, and that's the primary driving force behind why we try and ultimately I plan to transition this brand into a luxury brand. I'm in the process of pivoting right now.
Oh, really?
So you caught me at a good time. I'm pivoting right now. So I'm changing. What is it? The pivot technically means like you change 5 or more things about a business. And so I'm longer wait times, more expensive tickets, more in my garage at home, work from home type stuff. And we're charging affordable rates, but the wait time is a deterrent for people who aren't very serious.
Yeah.
And I get it. You want fast, but I never was in the business of selling speed. I'm in the business of selling quality.
Yeah, that's what matters is quality.
Quality, because ultimately you're going to drive it for 10 years after I get done with it. And it doesn't matter if it took 2 days or 30 minutes.
And surely you give a good approximation on when it's going to be done.
I'm pretty accurate,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. So as long as you're not one of those shops to where you take it to them and then they're like, yeah, we'll have it to you in 2 days. And then 2 days comes by and you're like, hey, you're done.
No, I want it off my property so I can get another car in there.
Pushing the goalpost out further and further, and by then you're just like a week and a half. You're like, "Fuck, man! Like you could have just been straight up with me."
Yeah, and if you're 6 months out, just say you're 6 months out. I mean, and that way I know. Like I don't care. I've heard great things about you or whatever, but I need to know what a realistic timeline looks like for you and me. So
what do you mean by going to luxury? So you're just
like
going
luxury is basically the idea we offer less and charge more. Essentially, is what most businesses do for luxury. You notice how like Gucci, they make a purse is $3,000.
I thought you meant like luxury vehicles. Well,
I do those too.
Oh, okay.
I do those too. I've always been in the business of doing luxury vehicles: Jaguars, Mercedes, BMW, Volvo, Audi.
Yeah.
Always working on those. Real common because they're complicated and they break sometimes.
You ever worked on anything crazy like a Lambo or something?
No, I've seen a Lambo roll up at the shop. They wouldn't let me work on it though. It needed an oil change or some stupid shit, and they were like, nope, you're not touching it. You're too greasy.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty dirty mechanic. Like on average, people always make fun of me online because they're like, you shouldn't get that dirty working on a car. I'm like, I'm sitting in a 6 foot wide pool of transmission fluid. How the fuck? I mean, obviously I'm not supposed to be in this situation, but I mean, here we are.
Yeah. When I was looking at your videos, I'm like, oh, he's not a glove guy. Yeah.
No, I'm not a glove guy. Yeah. I got a scratch on my hand.
Yeah, he's the guy that the fingernails are black.
I cleaned them
Yeah.
earlier, so I wouldn't be. But this is as clean as I can get them.
No, but that's how I am, dude. Because if not, you gotta take a pocket knife and fucking dig
I do.
all that
That's what I
shit
do. I take
out.
my neck knife and I
Yeah.
ream them with the neck knife.
I
you
use
know?
the when I'm working on my cars, I use that green goo shit with the sand.
That shit's
in it.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shit,
that shit
with
gets
sand in it. It's great.
yeah, and people fuck up. They always run it underwater. I'm like, don't dry first, then wet. What the fuck
Exactly.
are you
Wipe
doing?
off all the the excess.
Yeah, get all that shit off, dude. But yeah,
So I like the chickens, dude. That's cool.
thanks, man.
Eat a lot of eggs, I assume.
Yeah, I usually do like 5 or 6 a day.
Oh damn, that's a
Yeah.
ton of eggs.
Not really.
No, I eat like one ramen a day and then like a honey bun for breakfast. That's all I eat. And,
That's
like
all
a
you eat all
Monster
day?
and like some Gatorade and that's it.
Bro, you're gonna
I-
fucking die.
No, I'm good.
No, you're gonna die,
No.
bro. fucking fucking cancer in a bowl, basically, bro. Ramen. I love fucking ramen. I
Me
do.
too, yeah.
But fuck, what are you?
It's
chicken,
bad for
beef?
you. I'll get the tonkatsu ramen.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Like,
Which one?
like-
Is that the bowl ones? Or you
Yeah, the
take
bowl
lid-
ones,
Okay,
yeah, with the
those
lid.
are
It's
good.
just the luxury ramen, but they're like
Yeah.
$2.50, you know.
Yeah, I always get
from
the, if
Walmart.
they have Japanese or whatever Chinese writing on them, I fucking grab that.
That's
shit.
what I'm talking about. Yeah, if I can't read it, that's that good shit.
Yeah, that's the good shit, bro. Hell yeah.
That's how I feel about Japanese tools. I'll buy Japanese tools off like eBay and Amazon. I even I've got a Japanese Amazon account that I made specifically so I can look at Japanese tool products and
Really?
order them to my address. Yeah.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, I order a couple things for like trim tools and stuff. They make some of the best trim tools out there
Really?
for like removing little
Yeah.
body pins and plastic panels and shit.
'cause
Their
those are a
shit's
pain in
awesome.
the ass, bro.
Yeah.
I tried using the fucking the ones where you press and it
I've got
pops
those.
them
They
out.
fucking suck.
They
yeah.
suck. So I have this little blue one that just goes right in and pops right out. I'm like,
Mhm.
damn, fucking $5, $20. What the
Yeah,
fuck was I
exactly.
thinking,
Exactly.
dude? Yeah.
Yeah, some of this like cheap knockoff shit actually
Mhm.
works really, really, really well.
I'm a Harbor Freight guy.
You know, I buy a lot of Harbor Freight stuff, but I got a lot of Mac and Snap on too.
Right. It's just for the longevity, right?
Well, it's because I like the customer service more
The
than
warranty,
anything.
too.
The warranty and the customer
Yeah.
service are top notch, and specifically, I can get a high quality tool extremely quickly. So I can call my dude right now. I'm like, hey, I need a
Truck
half-inch
pull
drive 92
Yeah.
flex head ratchet, like yesterday, and he'll
Yeah.
get me one.
That's dope.
Yeah, he'll deliver to my location if I want.
Yeah.
I had the Matco truck come to my house the other day to sell me some ratchets.
Hell
Straight
yeah,
up
dude.
pull up in the driveway, you know.
Yeah, some guys use it as a flex, though. Snap on.
I mean,
You flexing? Come on, tell me.
well,
it's okay.
I'm privately
okay.
flexing. If you
Yeah.
look inside my shit,
Because those guys at the mechanic shop, they're like
I'm-
the
I've-
snap on everything.
I've
right?
got I don't have Snap on it. I got a mix of stuff. So I've got some
Right.
stuff that's like antique, some stuff
Mhm.
that's Harbor Freight, a bunch of Mac, a bunch of Snap on,
Yeah.
a couple little Matco things, and then I got like hardly any Cornwell at all.
Oh,
But
okay.
if I need a specialty tool, it's going to be Harbor Freight all day long because they make awesome specialty tools and their prices are great. And I've never had a
Really?
problem out of their compression tester, their leak down tester, which I don't use, or their
Yeah.
seal driver kit.
I'm a Pittsburgh
or,
guy. Hell yeah.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it, bro.
Chrome alloy steel is chrome alloy steel. It's just that simple.
I've never had any issues with it, dude. I still got fucking sockets. But of course, I'm not working on shit every day. But as a fucking guy who's just keeping up maintenance on his vehicle,
Yeah.
Harbor Freight, bro.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
I am pissed they don't do coupons anymore. What the fuck?
don't?
Harbor Freight? No.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they like
Because
promote.
people are taking advantage
Actually,
of the actual.
I might be wrong. Maybe they brought it back, but there was a time where I couldn't find them anywhere, and they said they were promoting their credit card more.
Which
so-
we don't want.
What?
Credit. I've already got a credit card. I
have one.
I got a Capital One card, and I bought Snap on with it.
Yeah, well, I have one, but it's a fact of I miss having like a free screwdriver set when I walked
Exactly.
in. to buy
Or some
something.
gloves or zip ties or something,
or
yeah.
a fucking flashlight or
Yeah.
some shit, bro.
They're like,
That's
"You
how I
want free
used to
zip
go.
ties?" I'm like, "Duh."
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, but like in the CNC world, it's kind of the same way as like, for mechanics. It's like you have your Kennedy boxes, that's the big thing. You have a Kennedy box, you're a fucking machinist. It's like,
Yeah. I
eh,
get it.
okay, I get it. They're good. They're nice boxes, and I get it. But they're ridiculously expensive. I literally bought this Craftsman that's 3 times the size of that for the same price.
That's my strategy as well. I've got
Yeah.
like Harbor Freight toolboxes.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, U.S. General.
Yeah, I love the U.S. General toolboxes, and
Yeah.
I've straight had them fully loaded and dropped them out of fucking cars and shit, and they did fine.
Bro, they're
I mean, they're
good
a little
boxes.
fucked up, but it's all right. Still
I
opens
used to have
and
the one
closes.
that the lid came up. It was a little bitty box. It had like 3 drawers or 5 drawers. Or
I've
some
got
shit.
that one. I call it Diag cart.
Yeah, I used to use it for work one time because I didn't need a toolbox at that place, but I needed something small, to
Mhm.
carry some stuff. So I was like, I'll buy that. Fucking $150.
When I first started, I just had a bunch of those Harbor Freight cloth bags that you put tools in for like maintenance workers and shit.
Oh yeah.
I had my whole trunk of Crown Vic full of them.
Really?
Yeah, and that's how I started out with like hardly anything, and I invested on the order of about $30,000 or $40,000 per year I've been in business on equipment.
You got to, dude. And the biggest thing is organization, because I
Yeah.
hate, like, even my box up there. It's not bad. I'll show you before you leave.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like, you see my Craftsman over on the left
Yeah,
side.
I thought that was a pretty good amount of tools for a dude that's not a mechanic, you know?
Well, I do work on a lot of my shit. So.
Well, then, I mean,
yeah.
well,
and some of that stuff is too from my machining stuff. So, like the shop I'm at right now, they don't need me to bring my box. So that's my machining box.
Okay.
What I use for my job. And it has all my, like, micrometers, calipers, fucking indicators, all sorts of shit in there. And so I would use that for work, but this place doesn't need it. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll leave it home. And plus, I've been out of this trade for a while.
You got to show me what you got.
Into it. Yeah, so I left it at the garage in my garage, and it was nice because I was able to put all my shit. I used to have 2 toolboxes, one at home and one at work. So I ended up getting rid of. I had that U.S. General box here for a little bit, just keeping some of the stuff. But I was like, dude, I had all these tools everywhere, so I put it in there, and then I made that pegboard. And
yeah,
but like, I had to have shit out. Like the pegboard comes in super fucking handy.
You want it visible.
I gotta see it. Where the fuck is that? I don't want to be looking through drawers and looking for shit.
Yeah, that drives me crazy because I don't have any labels on mine because I think I'm better than that, and I can just remember where it is, and I never fucking remember. And I open 20 fucking drawers looking for a screwdriver.
Dude, 10 millimeter and 16 millimeter. I can never fucking find them.
I almost brought you a 12.10 millimeter.
A 12.10 millimeter.
Yeah,
dude,
you want the 6 points though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll take either one. I don't give a fuck.
I don't use 12 point on anything except 12 point fastener, and I use 6 point fastener.
See, I don't get that into it. I just fucking, does it fit? Take that bitch off.
See, the deal is, the better mechanic you are, the more you're like, you know what, fucking vice grips is good enough for me. Fuck it. You know?
That's what I'm saying.
That's like, how we do when we get really good at it. We're like,
lucky I don't have a torch. Just start torching shit.
Just start cutting shit with a plasma torch. Yeah,
dude. When I first got to run one, I took down an entire concrete batch plant down in
the fuck is that?
It's where they make concrete at. So they're fucking huge, dude. I have all these photos. Like I'm talking like that big ass tree out there that you were standing by when you got here.
Yeah,
as tall as that motherfucker.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and we fucking directed that motherfucker with torches.
Oh shit.
We just fucking cut through that bitch.
That sounds sketchy.
I hired a couple crane guys to come in. Fucking they grabbed a hold of that shit. Fucking picked it up, and I called some semi truck guys to come and pick it up. Threw that bitch on there and fucking sent that bitch out to Kansas City. Yeah, it was pretty fun though.
That sounds
I've never ran
sketch.
one of those before. Those torches.
Yeah.
Learning how to mix the. I can't remember what the fucking tanks are called.
Acetylene and oxygen, probably.
Yeah. That's what it is. And you got to have it like to a certain ratio, so
or it'll turn into a fucking missile. Yeah.
So the flame goes nice, and it was neat, dude.
The acetylene's really dangerous because it'll actually self-ignite on the friction of the air.
Oh, really?
It has so much pressure in the bottle, and it's so sensitive that if I were to just like not hook a hose up to it and just crank it wide open, it would turn into a fucking rocket.
I'm glad you didn't tell me that before I started, because I wouldn't have known. Like, I never ran this bitch in my life. We fucking picked one up.
Oh shit!
We fucking ran that bitch. And we cut that whole thing down like we knew what we were doing.
Oh.
I'm surely there was somebody out there going, "Who the fuck are these guys?"
If you're really confident, nobody ever asks any questions. You know, like I can walk into a building. I'm like, "Hey, I'm looking for so and so's office," and I can get in their office in like 5 minutes, and they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And I'm like, "I've got a sales pitch. Hear me out. I made it past your front desk worker. Therefore, come on, I'm pretty good.
Give me some credit.
Give me some credit. I know how to get in a room.
Yeah. So what else do you got planned for this business, man? Like, so you're going.
That's a good question.
You're going towards the route you told me.
I'm trying to do more major projects at home with really good warranties.
What got you away from the mobile? Just the gas? The commute,
it's just so. I mean, it's just it's just people just treat me like shit, dude. People are just always treating me, not just disrespecting me. I'm talking, they want to rob me.
Yeah.
They want to threaten and hurt me over dumbass shit.
That's crazy.
You would think so, but I'm in their territory. I'm at their house. They feel empowered. Yeah. They got all their buddies. Everybody's got guns. It's me versus 5 dudes with AR-15s. It's not a good situation to be in. I mean, especially if somebody does. A lot of people are pretty cool. Most people, 95% of people are awesome.
You should
really
invest
stand
in
up
like
people.
a bomb vest.
I've got one.
So anytime they
I've got a level 3A vest in the truck.
No, a bomb vest. Like you just open up your fucking flannel.
Oh fuck.
And you're like, hey,
Oh,
dude,
fuck.
if you don't let me the fuck out of
fuck.
here, I will detonate this shit right
Oh,
now.
fuck. Oh, fuck. That's the type of dude I am, but I just can't talk about shit like that because I have way too much knowledge. I could if I wanted to.
Okay, well, yeah. Don't,
So I can't even joke about it.
Yeah,
hypothetically, I would never even joke about something like that. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah,
Allegedly,
allegedly, I would never hypothetically joke about nothing like that. Yeah.
You can joke about it, just never do it.
I'm not.
I meant a fake one. Get
Yeah.
a fake one. You know, that way, just in case fucking Harold
what I'm gonna
and
do,
Roy and the boys
for those
come out
on the
with...
camera, I'm gonna write a strongly worded, legally backed letter from my lawyer. You know, and then that's how we're gonna handle it. We can go through the legal system if you want.
Or you can do that, you
Yeah.
know. But if they're coming out there with AR-15s, your lawyer's not going to be there.
Well,
So
I had a dude
you got
jump
the
in
bomb
my
vest.
car with an AR-15 one time. I'm like, what's that? He's like, oh, nothing. I'm like, you brought an AR-15, like, basically short barreled rifle, no stock on it,
Oh yeah.
into my
This is my
pistol's
favorite.
one thing, but you brought a rifle into my car. Like, who are the ops, bro?
Yeah.
Also, it's a chopper, so you're not gonna
apparently
hit
you.
anything. Like,
Apparently.
bring the full AR-15 or don't even bring it, dude. Like, I want the whole shebang, 16-inch barrel,
Hell
or what are you gonna do with something that's a foot and a half long? How are you gonna aim it? You know?
He's planning on just sitting there next to you and fucking aiming at you.
See, that's
just
what
in
I'm
case.
worried about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. I wore a vest at my job, level 3A vest, for because I'm not expecting rifle fire, or else I'd be wearing plates.
Yeah.
Most people had pistols,
Yeah.
so it'll stop 45 ACP and a knife and a ice pick and all
You
that.
would wear that at work?
every day. 2 shirts and a vest.
Where were you changing fucking cars at, dude, or fixing cars at?
Specifically, Raytown.
Ooh,
Raytown is
Raytown's
rough
a
as all
sketch.
get out. Raytown
Yeah.
is some of the worst I've ever seen. Is Raytown. I mean, really bad all through Raytown. I mean, and you can,
Really?
and the weird thing about Kansas City is you can be in a nice neighborhood and meet a not so nice dude. And I mean,
Mhm.
it's not like the people that are bad people wherever they may live, Lee Summit, Blue Springs,
Mhm.
Raytown Independence, Olathe.
Yeah, there's shitty people.
They have
everywhere.
cars. They can go to the other side of town if they want. It's not like you're safe because you live out in Grain Valley, or it's not like you're safe because you live in Olathe.
Right.
Someone can come find you if they want.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Quick Yellow Pages search. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you can find my information. You know, I'm all over the internet, so it's not too hard.
Yeah. That sucks, man.
So that's, you know, partially why I'm a prepper, a little paranoid type of dude. You know,
No, but that makes sense. You know.
I'm in the public eye, so I got to be a little bit paranoid about my safety and things like my location, my address. You know, my
Yeah. 'cause you
phone
got-
number is public knowledge. You know,
Yeah, you got some videos in front of your house. So yeah.
I keep the house number out of it. You can check it every single one of them. I screen every single friggin' video
Yeah,
for
but
that
there's
house
some
number.
fucking weirdos out there.
Well, I'll tell you a story. I got a
Uh-huh.
really fun story about a weird dude,
Oh shit.
stalker type dude.
Oh.
Some
fuck.
dude with multiple Instagram accounts, and he doesn't put his real name. It was like Viz something media, and he messaged me, and he was like trying to buddy up with me, and then I had the Miata I've got. I was gonna sell it at a certain point. I wanted like 5 for it, and so he was like, "Oh yeah, I want to test drive it. I might be interested in buying it." And so I invited him over to my house, check out the car, take him for a little ride. I'm like, "What do you think? Pretty cool, right?" It runs fine, no check engine light, and he's like, "Honestly, dude, I just wanted to meet you because I'm a big fan and I'm not interested in the car. And thank God I carry daily everywhere I
Mhm.
go, right? I won't even go in a bank. I use the drive-through,
Yeah.
you know? And so I'm like, that is freaky, dude. Like, that's not how you meet people. You send me a DM. You're like, you want to have a beer? And I'll say, yeah. Okay, that's what you do. If you say, hey, bro, you feel like having a beer tonight? Go out to the bar and have a beer? I'll say yes, and I'll be there. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
But if you do some weird shit like that behind my back to try and get close to me and then try and develop a relationship with me, kind of weird like that,
Yeah.
then I'm on edge, you know? And so at this point, I'm like, this dude's a stalker basically, right? Because he's been a big fan for like past couple months, like 4 months leading up to this. And then he finally gets my address and he meets me, and I tried blowing him off, like pretending like everything was cool and like just pretending like I'm not worried about this. That's totally not weird at all, you know? Yeah, we're totally cool, dude. Now that you got my total fucking location here.
Yeah.
And then,
Until he touched your leg.
No, I mean that's next, but we're getting to that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We're getting to that part.
Yeah, that's probably what he wanted to do.
Put the lotion on the skin.
Yeah. Oh my god! But anyway, come to find out, I was talking to him. I was like, "Hey, dude, you need to like fuck off, dude. Like you're a weirdo." You know. And
you said that after you got out the car.
Well, after he left, and then he started acting weird online, messaging me and saying all kinds of weird shit. And he's like, "Oh, I just like to know who my neighbors are." I'm like, "Fuck, right." Whoa. So I run a background check on dude. I get his real name somehow off Facebook because I look up his girlfriend, and then via his girlfriend I look him up. I get his real name. I run a background check on him. He's not a dangerous dude. He's street races or whatever. He's got some traffic tickets. I've got all his addresses, and he doesn't own the house that's nearby where I live, but his girl does. I guarantee it. So I ran a background check on her too, and they're not far from where I live. And background check's $19, by the way.
Damn.
Spokio, easy as fuck.
Really?
Super easy. I can do it in 20 minutes.
$19.
$19 per person.
Oh, okay.
And if I want the criminal record, I have to pay extra.
Ooh.
I can get the addresses, the phone numbers, the emails, school history, education history.
Shit.
Yeah, I ran a background check on him. I did a deep dive on this dude. I was like, this dude is weird. He's a threat.
Has he left you alone?
He has, but only because I blocked every account he possibly could create. You know, I blocked like 5 different accounts he had.
What do you want from you?
I don't know. That's the weird thing. I don't know what he wants. I mean, he probably wants to fuck me or some weird shit like that.
I was just going to say, what's the fuck?
Exactly. You know, why else would he act like that? You know, he doesn't, obviously doesn't want to hurt me because if he wanted to hurt me.
Are you sure it's his girlfriend or his sister? Fuck.
Could be both. I don't know. But so I did a deep dive on this dude, and anybody who I feel like is going to be a threat to my safety, I will do a deep dive on, and I'll research them for like a full 12-hour period.
Yeah.
You know, just for my safety.
Fuck, dude. That's wild. That's the only one you've had?
I've had multiple. I've had a lot of women that come on to me. I had this one girl. She's like, "Hey, I just turned 18." I was like, "What the fuck? That's not."
Whoa.
That's her opening line. She's like, "I just turned 18. I think you're cute. We should hang." Whoa, sorry, I touched the mic. Christ. And I was like, "Yeah, you're still a child and you're in high school, and I'm a full-grown adult, and I also have a girlfriend, and also I don't even think you're hot, and that's crazy, and no thank you, you know?"
That's wild.
Yeah, there's a video I made a long time ago where it's like all the weird shit people have sent me in DMs. Like I've had some really off the wall DMs that people have sent me.
How long does that take to make? I always wonder that.
It took me a while to find those photos, but I saved them in my favorites. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm putting this in my favorites, you know? I always send them to my girlfriend too. As soon as I get a weird DM, I send it straight to my girlfriend.
They send you photos?
No photos yet, thank God. I haven't been sent any photos at all.
They're going to send you a bunch of dick pics.
After this, they are, yeah.
They're going to send you a bunch.
I wouldn't even be able to block them all, you know? I'd be like receiving them
just
nonstop.
Start fucking charging them for ratings. Be like, "Hey man, $3, I'll rate it."
Exactly.
Make some money off it.
Shit. Yeah, I tell every single person their shit's small no matter what, you know?
No matter what, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
For $3, you're getting small anyways.
Yeah, for $3, I'll insult you, yeah. But so that guy actually, it's like a security risk, you know, but he's in the neighborhood of where I live, and I consistently, I'm on edge. He's a weirdo, you know?
But it was only that car ride, right?
Just the one car ride, and he was at my front doorstep, and he told me that he was a weirdo, and I was like, I played it cool, but you know, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I am gonna...
What does that mean though? He's a weird, like he just said
weird. Well, he's just way too big a fan. He's like a super fan. Yeah. He's like, every video you make is the best video that's ever been made. You know, you're the coolest, and like I'm legit just a regular dude who just so happens to have 9,000 followers.
Yeah,
I am not any different than anybody else.
Yeah, some people get fixated. That's weird.
I get it. I mean, to a certain degree, but I don't get it to the degree of stalking me to the point of meeting me in real life, and then and then stalking me on multiple accounts, and then I'll cuss him out. I'll be like, "You're weird, fuck, leave me alone." He'll go on a different account. I'll block that account. He'll go on a different account. He'll say some really off the wall shit, and I'll be like, "That's not okay. I'm blocking this account too." And then over and over and over again, 5 times.
Yeah, see, I don't think that shit would play with me because I would just go deep. I'd just say some crazy off the wall shit.
I did tell him some stuff. I was like, "You don't know it, but I'm like not a dude you want to try and play with like that. You know, I'm not gonna get into details, of course, because it's illegal. But you know, I don't play games like that, which is why we run background checks and try and figure out where people live and shit."
Yeah, I'd be like, "You know what? I actually want to fuck you right now."
You're like, "Actually, come over. I got the condoms." Yeah,
exactly. I'm gonna fuck your asshole up.
But you request some like really weird shit. You're like, "I want 50 cactuses all around the exterior of the room." You know, it's like a potion or something.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, you freak him out.
Cactus in your
the
ass.
problem is, I fully believe he'd be into it. You know.
Oh yeah.
But I've got a plenty of
Yeah, like what if he's like, I got the cactus, I'll be right over. I'm like,
oh, I'll be over in 5 minutes. I already know where you are. Yeah.
God
yeah, I already know where you
gotta
live and
shove
everything.
a cactus through some guy's ass.
So I mean, I've had a couple people like that over the years, and then I've had people that like, like I'll be rude to them because I'm like, how I said I was on both sides of, the guy that's like, fuck you, I'm not even gonna say bye, I'm gonna hang up.
Yeah.
I've been that guy, and people are like, I'm gonna kill you, white boy, and I'm like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
I'm like, oh shit, they're pissed, you know. But typically in a battle of who's crazier, the dude who's been crazy since the 3rd grade is gonna win,
Yeah.
So
it's wild, dude.
But it's just not fun,
Yeah, I've never had any weird interactions like that. Normally, anytime
you'll get them when you get big.
Yeah, but like every interaction I've had with people that I don't know who know of me from the podcast, like they're usually cool. They're like, "What's up, man? Hey, I know you from that podcast."
That's 90% of my people. Like, obviously, these are the outliers of the group. The people that don't really fall on the average of the graph. They'll be more on the the extreme.
Yeah.
But I've had couple of those over the years.
Yeah.
Mostly it's either gay dudes or women.
Oh,
yeah.
They're the fans, aren't they? Yeah.
Whatever.
The gays like you?
For sure. They got real bad. Like I can't even go to a gay bar without people trying to buy me drinks and shit.
You kind of look
but they got the best music.
You kind of have that twinkish look to you, man.
That's what everybody says. I know that everybody. I know. I'm well aware. I'm well aware because my friends in high school used to be like, "You're a twink for sure."
Yeah.
And it didn't help that my friends were gay, so everybody in the school thought I got 2 gay best friends, right? So they're like, it's a trio of gay people is what everybody's thinking, So I dealt with that a lot in high school.
Yeah.
And then after I get out of high school, they're like, yeah, that's why you didn't get a girlfriend. We all thought you were gay. We thought you were dating such and such. I was like, no, I was looking for a girlfriend actively the whole time.
Fucking shave your head or something, bro.
That would probably not help.
Rugged.
That would not help.
More rugged, bro. Like fucking grow your beard out a little, look a little rough. Like you're too manicured right now.
I'm okay with the way I look. It's just you're gonna get those weirdos, I fall into that stereotype. I got the nasally voice, got that nasal tone in my voice. So I had one person comment, funniest comment I've read in a long time. They're like, damn, does this gay dude know cars? I was like, they were like this. I was like, someone left a comment. They're like, I don't know why, but this gay dude is extremely educated about cars. Like, he's like, I've never heard a gay dude talk like this, so professional about cars.
Oh man.
And he's like under the impression I am gay, and I'm like, I'm not, but thanks for playing. Man. Try again next time.
You were leading the way for the gays in the mechanic world.
Oh, I am for sure. They're like, bro. This gay dude. Damn, look at him go,
Shit, I've had those comments. I've had where they sell anybody podcast equipment nowadays. I was like, hey, whoever wrote that comment on my TikTok, I think I liked it too. I was rolling, bro. I had tears coming out of my eyes.
That's pretty funny. And people treat
I'm like, yeah, no, he's right. Yeah.
They will sell it to anybody, actually,
they will sell
just in case you're wondering.
Yeah, you want to spend a couple grand, they sell it to anybody.
That's funny, yeah. That's funny shit. Funny.
Oh man, good times.
But dude. You know how it is. People. Some people are just angry and they're like, "I'm gonna take it out on anybody." Oh, there's this dude doing well. Like when I saw your podcast, I wasn't thinking this dude's small time. I'm like, dude, this is fucking phenomenal. Like the podcast, the guests, all the lighting, the equipment, the audio specifically, and the fact that you were able to sync it up perfectly. I was like, this is some good shit. It's just a matter of time before this dude's front page news, I
appreciate it, man. Yeah, hopefully it, and I don't care to make front page news, man. I just want to be able to do this to where I'm able to talk with people, meet people, hear their backstory, share it with others, because I know how impactful this stuff is, and I know we kind of glance past it and like, oh, podcasting, oh, God.
But some person watched that for 3 hours nonstop and they were like, this shit's dope, you know?
And because I've been that person and I still am that person that still continues to listen to these podcasts, and I learn a lot of things, and I'm able to hear so many different points of views on certain things, or even just funny, just like keeping my mind occupied while I'm working a job that I fucking do not like, and it just helps time go by, helps me get through it. I mean, I just see so many positives from it, man. It's been a huge benefit to my life, and I want to do that for others, but here in my area, and I'm not limited to just here. Like I'll, at some point I hope to, be able to bring people in from other states or further locations, and just be able to have these it's tough conversations, but fun conversations too, from I feel like I'm a normal fucking dude, I'd give a normal perspective or ask normal questions that a lot of people are thinking, and
you're asking what the audience is thinking, and you're just going to say it for them.
Yeah.
It's basically what you're doing.
And show like, dude, like be yourself, man. You know, just go on there and fucking like when you're meeting with people, just fucking be yourself. Like I have been no different with you than I have with guys like Patrick Toohey.
I noticed that immediately.
Mark people.
As soon as I got here,
Mhm.
you've been the same dude the entire time I've been on your property.
Yeah,
You smoking the cigarette outside off camera, exact same dude.
Because why change? That's just such.
It's fake, right? You know, and genuine is people know when you're being genuine, and that'll go a
Yeah.
long way for you. You know.
Yeah, you got to be, man, and you just got to be real, man. You got to be open and just, you know. To me, it's like I know there's a lot of people that look up to like all these type of like blue check mark type figures, and I just see such a
It's $15. Anybody can do it.
yeah, it's so fake though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not even talking about those blue check marks. I'm talking about like celebrities.
Mine's fake as fuck. I don't have enough check mark. I just bought it.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to be fancy. You know.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's why I did it. It's to look fancy.
And I get it, and it does draw people, but I mean more of like the worshiping of celebrities and this like, a lot of them are not real, you know.
They're
politicians,
yeah, exactly.
celebrities, like these people that they're selling you stuff, and like the real people are gonna have platforms on podcasts. You know, like that podcasting is allowing real people to have discussions and be able to sit down with another person and be able to pick their brain on certain things that are going on and or certain things that are affecting them or in their lives or, you know, whatever it may be, so many different things. And it's like people look at this as if we're trying to be like them, like these blue checkmark celebrities. You
I
know
don't want to
what I mean?
be like that.
No, we don't.
I want to be small time.
Yeah, but they kind of push it off. Like, oh, those guys, oh yeah, the podcast, everybody has a podcast. Oh God, you're just trying to be like blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, I'm just showing a real conversation that me and you probably would have had at a bar, us talking back and forth.
This would have been for sure. Me and you would have been at the bar drinking, just drinking like how we have been.
Just like right now.
And, you know, and nobody would have heard it.
No.
You know.
And I think the cool thing is to be able to time capsule this and be able to share it with others. You know, I think it's neat. And no matter how you look at it, like, I don't care what conversation that you listen to over a 2-hour period, you're going to hear something in there that goes, oh, well, I didn't know that. At least I would hope, you know, I mean,
or this resonates with me.
Yeah. Or this resonates with me. Yeah. You know, and I just find it beneficial. And I think Kansas City, especially here, really needs to, you know, kind of immerse into that. And there's so many good ones. It's not just mine. There's plenty of them out there now.
I mean, I've got a mixed review of Kansas City because I've seen some action, for lack of a better way of phrasing it. But this is a city where anybody can overnight become successful, because when I came here, I had nothing. I was a pizza delivery driver. I had no marketable skills. I just gotten out of college. COVID just happened. I was an essential worker. Got back with my ex-girlfriend. I had nothing going on.
Yeah.
You know, just overall, just not a super successful dude.
Yeah.
And within a span of like 2 weeks, I had a decent job making $20 an hour, which was at 23 was not bad for what I'd previously made. I just, you know, I used to make 15. So I thought 20, fuck, I'm rich. You know?
I try to make, I always tell myself, I try to make the dollar amount I'm making an hour. I try to make to where it just matches my age. So that's what I try to do. When I was growing up, that's what I would do. Yeah.
That's
so
solid.
if I'm 21, I'm going to try to make $21 an hour.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But different nowadays, so.
Yeah, I get it. And, well, I mean, you know, the cost of running a household just keeps going up and up and up and up, and our buying power keeps decreasing, and the economy's uncertain, so we're gaining or losing money depending on how you've got your finances set up. For me, I'm gaining. I'm profiting off this chaos.
But no, you're right, man. Kansas City is a good place to start. You know, it's a good place to make moves, you know. But you know, like I said, my problem is I'm not chasing it like others. Like, would I love for this to be something that could turn into a possible career, or however you want to, you know, look at it? Yeah, I mean, it's always, you know, I'm going to take it for sure.
Of course, yeah.
But I'm not going to try to like oversell or, you know, fucking push myself into doing things that are not me. You know?
I want you to try something. You'd be surprised, because I looked at your data. I'm kind of a data analyst type of background in the marketing field. And so you have everything you could possibly need to succeed.
Really?
If you had $100 and you put it behind one of these videos for paid promotion, you would be. I mean, it would just multiply.
Really?
Yeah, there's a way to monetize these. Like for you to monetize this, you have everything you need to just put $20 per post and start seeing monetization results almost immediately within a 3-day period. Yeah. With your production quality and the type of guest you bring on and the type of conversations you're offering for people and the episode length, $20 per post. This is free game, by the way. $1 per day per ad, 10 days per ad. So you do a 10-day ad time period, $1 per day. And that's just like my magic formula and I'm making, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm doing well, off that formula. And all I do is just promote random shit that I think people might like or they might not like. And I'll even do maybe 1 or 2 of them that I think are just really dumb videos that I think go hard. And I'll promote those too, just to try and fill out my brand imagery and be authentic with the type of brand I'm offering,
Right. I appreciate that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the side I don't know.
No, you need to try it, dude.
I know.
You need to. I mean, I can show you how to do it.
Yeah.
You just text me. I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
It's real easy. I'll show you my data that I've got on my Instagram, and that'll give you, if you see the calculations, if you follow.
Yeah, I have it on like my thing. Yeah, it'll show you like monthly viewers.
That's the magic. That's the magic thing right there. It's a 10-day. You'll do 10. The way I do it to produce professional results and sustain my lifestyle, I'll do 10 ads at a time, 10 days per ad, $1 per day. So it's $100 for 10 days. And it produces incredible results. But you want to do low and slow. You don't want to do hard and fast. Hard and fast, you get all these views out of nowhere. And specifically, if you target the Kansas City metro specifically, then you'll have local connections and local clients.
That's
what
I would like to do.
Local people that want to be on the podcast. And
because I worry about that. Is my stuff getting out there?
It is. I can see your data indicates that you're doing the same type of numbers as me. You're doing numbers that are similar to mine. On your view count, you're doing views like someone with 9,000 followers would do.
See, I don't even pay attention to that stuff. I look at
you're successful is what I'm saying.
I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, the numbers don't lie, man.
Yeah,
it's just a numbers game.
I need to start monitoring that more because I'm not looking at it. Like I'll see on YouTube.
It's one of the services I offer, by the way.
Yeah,
data analyst for marketing.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, a couple bucks, 6-pack. I'll do that. I'll do that math equation all day long for that. Yeah, it's simple. Yeah, for me, it's nothing, and nobody wants that service. Like I want to do that service really bad, but nobody wants to hire me for it.
Really?
But that's how I grew an account from 500 followers to 9,000 followers in less than 5 years. And I monetized. I had monetization day one off 20 followers that ended up paying all my bills. Off 20 followers, I can pay my bills.
Yeah.
And then 9,000. I'm getting those dividends basically where I'm starting to get free advertising. Like people are watching. What people don't understand about my content is I am not making content for the fun of it. I'm making content to make money. And so the whole design of my Instagram is to coerce people or convince people to buy my services. So I'm cashing out every day.
Yeah.
Every day I'm cashing out.
And you're winning twice because it's funding your business as well.
Well, I don't do it because I care about being big online. I do it because I want people to buy damn brake packages for $55 a wheel, or a diagnostic for $130, or an engine swap for $2,000, or a timing set for $1,500, or a transmission for $700, or whatever. And so, you run through 100 people. Oh yeah, my truck's broken. How much for a rear end? I'm like, 500, 700, depending on the vehicle.
Right.
And then you just start cashing out on whatever service you're selling. So for you would sell like, hey, you want to be on the podcast? You like the podcast? A couple bucks to get on the podcast, and you charge a fee like Bump does. So Bump's cashing out, and I advised him to do the same thing because he's being successful. He's got some pretty big accounts, multiple big accounts. And so he charges for interviews. So when when we do car Q&A, I'll give him like $50-$60 to interview me. And that's a service he provides.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm paying him to do that, to be on the podcast with me, or the video we're making or whatever.
Right.
You could do the same thing quite easily. You just got to have the people that are willing to buy it, so fans and stuff,
And I'm no disrespect to anybody going down that route, to each their own, but I can't. I don't want this to be a job. You know what I mean?
If you don't want to, then don't do any of that.
Yeah.
Then don't do any of that at all.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want it to be a job, then
I don't.
No,
and I know
it.
that probably comes at the risk of this may never go anywhere. But like,
it might accidentally go big, and you're like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
That'll be your luck. You'll get really successful, and you're like, I'm not quitting my day job. Fuck it.
Yeah, I definitely would quit my day job, but no, not in the sense of, I don't mean like I wouldn't do this if I was paid. I just can't charge.
There's different ways you can do it, but
yeah, when people come on, I want it to be like, you want to come on. And then also I want to only interview people I want to interview, it's
that
like
makes sense.
everybody who's been on, I've seen you, or you've contacted me and I've looked at your stuff and I'm like, oh, this guy or girl seems interesting. So I want to keep it to that,
There is that balance in there. Like if you're doing this for artistic reasons, for instance, don't let me fuck with your vision.
Yeah.
Keep following whatever vision you've got in your head that allows for you to get to this point. Whatever you're doing it the right way. So just keep doing it.
I appreciate it, man. I'm trying, man. I'm trying the best. It's only me, that's doing, the editing and all that stuff. So it takes time. Like, and I'm very fortunate that, Julian and Dom, they both helped me out on the video switching side and taking care of all that with the audio. So it has improved, but it's been slowly over time.
Well, I mean, not everything needs to be a business,
right?
Because I do stuff like sometimes I do charity for people. Like sometimes people are having a hard time with their car, right?
Yeah.
I'll be like, listen, just don't even worry about it. Pay me later, and they never do,
Right.
Or I'm like, listen, I spent $50 on your part, and I'm gonna knock off $50 off your labor. Feed that baby, get to work, whatever. Go to the hospital, whatever. Leave town. Are you stuck in here? Are you trying to get through Kansas City on your way to Minnesota or whatever? Just beat it. Come on, But I can try and keep that on the DL because people will try and manipulate me into doing that. People will give me a sob story and think that I'll help them, But really, I only want to help people that, hey man, I'm trying to pay you. This is all I can pay is 100 okay instead of 130. And me, I'm like, I don't give a shit. Fine, whatever, But if you let them know that you're gonna be a softie like that, they'll abuse it.
Yeah, you got to be careful of that.
So I do my how
but you see an abuser and you can cut it off.
I can always tell someone no, or I can block them or whatever. I block people all the time. Or after you help
somebody and then you find out it's repetitive, you're like,
yeah, I have friends like that because my friends are really bad about wanting all kinds of shit done and they don't want to pay because they remember when I was 18 and I was swapping engines for free.
Yeah.
And then nowadays, I got a schedule to maintain here. And, if I'm not making money, I'm basically losing money, unfortunately,
I like how open you are on your Instagram about that.
I try and just be straight up with people because if I'm false,
they need that. Sometimes you got to understand people, and maybe they may talk shit.
They will, of course.
People need reality checks sometimes. Like you need to look in the mirror. You're not always right. I've dealt with this many times with myself.
That's why we have the warranties.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm not right. Yeah. Sometimes I do screw up. And, I have screwed up before. I've had to buy people new. Recently, I broke a guy's radiator. I walked up to his door and I said, listen, dude, I got good news, bad news. Good news, you're getting a new radiator for free. Bad news, I broke it just now. He's like, and when I presented it like that, I'm like, listen, it's something you don't have to worry about in the future. I'm going to take care of all this for free.
Break it? You over tighten the bolts?
No, I was trying to sneak an alternator out and I forgot to remove a bracket that I typically remove on these engines, on these Kia engines. Forgot to remove that bracket. I clipped it, broke the radiator, and I was like, I'm going to have to take the whole front end apart to get this radiator in here. And I told him, listen, dude, I mean, here's where we are. Right now, your car's leaking coolant in the parking lot. You cannot drive it. The best I can do is give you a smoking hot deal on what you owe, give you a new radiator, free coolant, just take care of that for you. And that's the best I can do. But unfortunately, no matter what, it will slow down the repair process. So I can't complete it as quick as I advertised 2 days ago.
Right.
So I feel bad about it because I just broke his car and I'm like, the phrase I like to use that Bump likes is like, how do we come back from this? Like the game's not over yet. It's not game over till I say I'm done.
Yeah, there's always a solution.
Yeah, I could blow the engine up and I could buy you an engine, which I've thankfully not done, but I'm not above it. If I truly do something bad to your car and I'm putting you in a bad position financially, I have enough resources I can take care of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. And, people get burnt, and so they think everybody's going to burn them. So I could understand why.
And it's not like I haven't burned a few people myself.
Yeah.
I've burned a couple, usually for safety reasons.
Oh.
Creeps or I'm going to kill you. Get back here and fix this right now or I'll kill you. And I'm like, well, if I show up, chances are he might kill me,
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
So as long as you don't make it to the point where it's unsafe for me to be there, we have 100% satisfaction guaranteed. every time. Because because when I first started, it's dangerous to my well-being and my life to screw somebody over. So I have to be absolutely high quality, reliable every single time, no matter what, even if they are watching me over my shoulder tripping acid like some of these people do. I had some people tripping acid and messing with me while I was trying to fix their car. They were like peeking, and I'm over here trying to fix their car, putting an axle in there, and they're like slapping me and taking my tools and all kinds of shit. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It was crazy, yeah. I mean, I've had more experiences like that than I can count on two hands. Like stuff like where I'm just in a bad situation, and the problem is normally I'd just be like, all right, peace, I'm dipping out, right? But the car's in pieces, and I'm the one that tore it apart, so I'm like, fuck,
Damn, dude.
So that's what crazy. The vest is about and all that,
Well, at least you stopped the mobile, right?
I'm trying to phase it out for only premium clients. So we have different tiers of client. You got your basic entry-level client.
Yeah, keep it at your house, dude, and get a lift.
I'm trying to vault the ceiling, put a lift in there.
Oh, it's not high enough?
No, it's
for
not.
A small lift?
Well, if small lift, it's plenty high enough, but I want 2-post 10,000-pound Challenger lift is specifically what I want, not a damn rotary lift.
I guess you could probably get a truck up there. You probably get a car. Put the lift outside. There you go. Fucking
just drill some fucking holes in the ground. Say fuck it.
Why not in the driveway?
What I've thought about doing in my driveway, it's expensive though. Concrete work's expensive. Concrete finisher crew is expensive. But what I would like to do is take my garage, and it's perfectly level in the garage. I want to have like perfectly glass smooth, straight from the garage, straight into the driveway, and then just like a very acute angle incline, so I can get those Jaguars in there, get them on the driveway, and just have I do a lot of stuff just on the pavement. Like I don't really need a lift unless I have to split a car in half.
But you know how nice a lift is.
It's nice as fuck. My buddy's got one in his garage. He's selling them too, $5,000 a pop.
You can put one outside. Who cares? Just make it look nice. Paint
my
it
neighbors
black.
would fucking kill me. I got this bitchy old lady in my neighborhood, and she called the cops on me like twice now. For nothing. Like she called the cops on me over a flat tire. And then today she's like, I need you to move your car because otherwise I'm going to hit it. I'm like, bitch, can't you drive? Just learn how to drive.
How is she going to hit it if it's in your driveway?
It's like 20, 30 feet away from her garage, but she takes this big convoluted way of getting her car out.
You guys have a shared driveway?
No, she's like on the opposite side of the street, like 30 feet away.
About?
She's just a bitch. Just nosy bitch. Called the cops on me, always complaining, fucking coming up there and acting nice, but saying really shitty stuff to me while she's trying to be polite. She's like, oh, well, some of these people that move in here and they can't afford to keep their grass cut. And I'm like, well, maybe I don't give a fuck. I got better fish to fry, Shit. Grass is like very low on my list of things I give a shit about.
Just hire a fucking guy to come cut your grass. $40.
I don't want to pay him. It's not worth it. I don't give a shit about the grass. It's better for the ecosystem if I just let it grow.
There you go. Just let it fucking
We have
go
all kinds of biodiversity. All the neighborhood animals hang out in our yard. Like the rabbits and the birds and all that shit. And my girlfriend likes watching them, right?
Fucking snakes and shit.
I'm all right with it. It's part of the ecosystem. Shit. That's part of being in Missouri.
Well,
it's
Thomas,
realistic.
I'm sorry to tell you, I'm glad I don't live next to you.
It's a fucking shit show.
Actually, I take that back, because if I had a mechanical issues, it would be nice to
You'd never break down, yeah.
But then I would have to stare at your grass, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I get that, but I mean, just from the bottom of my heart, like I give a
I'm not
fuck,
a stickler. I'm not a stickler. But if your shit's up to my knees.
No, it's not. We cut it. Don't get me wrong. We maintain our shit, but it's just not the manicured white picket fence American dream grass you're used to,
Fuck that. That shit's
like
whack.
my shit is like a level below your shit, maybe.
Yeah.
Like it's we've got grass, but like also my dog has this very specific way of moving her feet where she has destroyed 3 lawns. She destroyed my dad's lawn because she's German Shepherd. She paws the ground hard.
Yeah, my backyard used to be a lot more messed up.
Oh, like a dirt pit. Yeah, I mean, my dog just destroys the grass.
Yeah. When they get older, they don't destroy it as much, but
slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, they slow down, but yeah, that fucking sucks, dude. That's fucking crazy. You had some wild stories, Thomas.
I do have some wild stories, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not over yet either. We got some more to go.
Between the tweakers and the guy trying to rape you and
it's stalking me and shit.
Fuck, man.
And then of course I got to do an engine swap in the middle of all this shit too, and give me 1 second. If the gunfire would stop for 1 second, I put this axle back in,
Well, I think if you get a lift at your house, I think that'd be beneficial, and you can dress it up as a tree or something. You can
just
disguise
paint it brown and put some fake leaves on it,
and put some bush toppers on top of it. Make it look like a fucking lawn ornament. They're
like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "It's a flower pot holder."
Yeah.
Put some flower pots on each one of the arms of the lift.
Tell them it's a tree. It's brown. Yeah. And just fucking.
Well, I mean, the solution is obvious. I need to advertise that I'm busy. I need to say, hey, I'm busy. And then we only deal with people that can wait and people that want to do major stuff. And the mobile game is just, there's a reason why I own this city in the mobile game. It's because nobody else wants to do it. It's just too hard.
Yeah.
It's just way too hard.
Well, and hard and sounds dangerous too.
Super fucking dangerous, like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Super fucking dangerous. People are always trying to get me to come inside the house real quick. And I'm like, fuck no.
Jesus Christ.
Like, because they as soon as you get in somebody's house for a business transaction, they'll go inside and take a shower or some weird shit or go make some breakfast. I'm like, can't you just pay your bill and let me fuck off? Well, we're probably running out of time here.
No, we're good, man. We're
good at time.
Yeah,
on time.
Thomas, man, I appreciate it, dude. It was
no
fun. Is there anything that you have coming up, or you want to? I'm
gonna swap an engine, do a rear end, and then I got probably another rear end to do, and then I'll be free. So I'm probably booked up for about 2 or 3 weeks now.
Nice.
If it doesn't rain every damn day like it has been recently, that's gonna mess with my engine swap because I'm outside.
Yeah.
So I may even pull it into the garage and just pull the front clip off and pull the engine out the front, but it's not ideal.
There you go. And are you and Bump doing anything together? I guess
I'm going to be at the Mecca, which I typically don't advertise, but I'll be at the Mecca on the 27th.
Okay. What are you doing up there? Just
I'll be a vendor. I'll be selling like wraps and stuff.
Oh, really?
Selling wraps. Yeah. It's pretty cool. You should check it out.
Wraps? Like
blunt wraps.
Oh, really?
I'll be selling cigarettes, blunt wraps, papers, lighters.
You just selling them?
Yeah, because everybody's smoking weed, and I'm thinking, I'm selling the wraps.
Dude. You're just fucking everything, dude.
I'm trying to diversify. I'm
marketing, fucking mechanic.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a job as a financial advisor, salesperson type of thing. They're like, listen, advisor? Yeah, they're like, listen, we don't care how much you work. We just need someone who can close. I'm like, I already got the numbers on my phone. We're game.
Jesus.
Looking Christ. At a part-time beekeeper job. I'm trying to just diversify in general. I'm like,
beekeeper job?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds chill, just being out the woods. The bees don't complain. They might sting you, but that's no big deal.
Yeah, man. I don't know what to say, Thomas. You're a man of many worlds.
I try and keep it simple. I fix cars. That's what I tell people. I just fix cars. That's all.
Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on, man. You're welcome back anytime. Maybe we can get you and Bump on at the same time. That'd be cool.
Oh, you gotta get Bump on here. What you should do is
I've had him on, but I got to get both of you on.
Oh, it's fun. Bump is cool.
For sure,
we can put him right here.
We could.
That'd be dope. Yeah, let me know.
All right, man.
I'm down for it.
Thanks, dude.
Yep, no problem. You have a good day.